Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. Good evening. How's it going? I think I'm all good to go now and I'm fixed. Okay. So if y'all can hear me in the chat, let me know. Are we coming in good, loud and clear? All the things. Thank y'all for coming back in. I appreciate y'all. Sorry for the little technical difficulties earlier. That was wild. But I'm all set up now. We're good. Love always wins. Hey, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Faye, thank you for coming back in. Um, we'll be having some more people come over here in a little bit. Probably, Nonsense was redirecting, but they're finishing up over there in a few minutes, I believe. Moore's dog mom, welcome in. Old woman with the heels, yeah, nice. Welcome in. Sandy, welcome in. Carrie, hey, how are you? All right, guys, y'all are a lot of y'all are aware. There's a lot going on right now. A lot happening that um, doesn't sit right with a lot of us. We're not sure how to process it, what to do with it, but we know we don't support it, right? We don't support what we're seeing. I'm blown away at what I'm seeing. The sense of entitlement that I'm seeing from some people. I'm not even going to mince the words. Web Sleuths, Lauren Matthias, entitled much, um, slap putting it in people's faces. They don't really care what's being said, what's being done. They're going to come and do what they're going to do, but they're on the up and up. They're the good people. The rest of us, we're the bullies and the trash talkers and the drama-filled people. It's just a bunch of drama-filled people, and Web Sleuth doesn't pay attention to the drama. I think we should probably gently remind her how all this drama started and why. It started with your little friend named Lauren Matthias. And when word got out, she was absolutely trashing the family of the Lori Vallows victims. Remember, Trisha, that's how we got here. So we didn't start the drama. We were shown the drama that your girl over there is all up in the middle of. But you, people like you here for the victims, you overlooked it. In fact, you flat out denied that it even happened, right? Lauren would never do that. Got mad because Crusher and Kay were going to go live and discuss it as if they didn't have a right to. But Trisha does. Megan has the right. But Crusher and Kay have none whatsoever. Y'all go sit down. We're going to text y'all behind the scenes and tell you we're not happy with you going live and discussing any of this. I'm pretty sure Megan Connor went and did a live stream or a damn video. I can't remember which one it was, stating as much, sharing her disappointment in Kay and Kresha and how she would absolutely address that with them offline. Ma'am, I hope you got told the fuck off, all the way off. I hope you got a oh boy out of Kay Woodcock that you wasn't expecting. Her grandbaby said if grandma says, oh boy, everybody better run. And I think I believe that little girl. All right, so I was live earlier. My plan was to redirect because Kresha had planned to go live at 5:30. She was scheduled to go at 5:30. So I wanted to be done by then to give her all the space she needed and for all of us to be able to go over and support her, right? Well, if y'all were in my live, y'all know what happened. My batteries died and everything went south. But during that time, Kresha had to push back her live because something was happening. It was really troublesome, right? Now, Kresha has now pushed her live back, I think, to 9:30 Central. So there is a new redirect on this live to go to Kresha's live after we're done here. I encourage y'all all to go over there and show your support for victims and families. And stand tall and strong and proud when you do it. Don't be afraid. And by the way, y'all hit the thumbs up button and get this shit into the algorithm and let's overtake it. Let's be the change. Y'all go over there and hit nonsense last live. Get it into the algorithm. Y'all make sure you go over and hit Kresha's thumbs up. Share it out. Take over the algorithm and let's show Web Sleuths what the power of the people can really do. And maybe she'll get mad at all of our thumbnails and wake up in the dead of the night with her little crazy dog snoring and sit up and poke her earbuds back in and whine to her people that she just saw another horrible thumbnail about herself and then pretend to have the sniffles and cry. Like, I was so confused when I woke up, looked at my phone, and chat's like, oh my God, Trisha's crying. We hate to see it. My heart is breaking. Like, what is she crying about? What's happening? So I get myself awake just in case. Some, could be bad. I don't know. It's fucking Web Sleuth lady. Maybe she didn't wake up. Maybe the end of time happened, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm looking. I'm like, what happened? And all I could see was that one little part where she sees a thumbnail. So I clipped it and I sent it to Andy, and we played it this morning on Andy's live. Which, another thing, y'all go give Andy's live a thumbs up and get that into the algorithm. Trisha, this is our alternative to the end of the world party. I put the call out a month and a half ago to let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have an alternative party to Trisha's end of the world party. Chad might not have got the date wrong or something. Who knows? Hey, what if Chud did get it wrong and tonight's the night? What if Trisha doesn't wake up? That banner that was scrolling got to me. Trisha is not dead. She's asleep. She's asleep, not dead. Don't call 911. All the victims are no longer with us. So what? Like, that's weird already. It's weird that we had to sit there and watch Trisha sleep, which I don't see the point. And it's even weirder that we got to don't call the cops. Trisha's not dead. Well, I'm glad they know, because you wouldn't hear her breathing over the dog, right? Are y'all sure? What if she didn't wake up this morning? Whatever. Who cares? I mean, not to wish death upon nobody, but it ain't on me if something happens over there. I tried to keep the portal closed, and the bitch won't let it rest. So you get whatever comes out of the portal now. You want to play with the pot, you're going to get what's coming. Y'all won't let Lori Vallow rest over there and pretend she's got a chance at a appeal in Idaho. You let her just have that to take up her time, right? Give her that to take up her time. Keep her occupied. Let her pretend she's going to get the whatever. Let her rest now. Fuck, I closed the portal tight. Got it done. She's no count no more. Maybe the vent people are driving her crazy the way they're doing Brian Kohberger. I can only hope. Who's here? Andy's here. Leva's here. Lindsay, Cher. Thank you guys for being here. HMS, welcome in. Butterfly. We miss our butterfly around here, guys. We miss her so much. Mindy, welcome in, Mindy. Gooj, welcome in. Kaylee. Everybody, I'm sorry, welcome in. Rubber Ramada. Jasmine. I'm usually like to go through and welcome everybody in, but I kind of went and got started. I do appreciate y'all coming in. Like I said, y'all hit the like button. Get it out there. I already had issues with a lot of things going on here. And I want to make this, I just want to say this because I feel like people may not know the backstory. And knowing backstories are important, right? And it's so easy to say, surface level creator wars, grifters. It's about the clicks and all the things we routinely scream from the rooftops when it may go much deeper. So I don't do creator wars. I could care less. So for people who don't know, I have not known Joe Schmo for years. I met Joe Schmo prior to Lori Vallow and HTC. I knew Kresha prior to the world knowing Kresha because I did work with Joe on Delphi. She was doing work with Joe unpacking the PACE memo, right? So he's got a relationship with me and with Kresha. Joe's coming across as a nice guy, sincere, all the things, right? Couple of red flags here and there, just the oddball sometimes, like a little off-putting, bad jokes at the wrong time, all the things. Kind of pull back a little bit here and there. It was not safe for me to go over there on his channel anymore because I cuss like a fucking sailor, like my pawpaw. And over there on Joe's, we weren't allowed to do all that. Salty, calm down with your mouth. Don't be that strong, independent woman on the internet. We don't like that over here. We gotta, we gotta be so kind and understanding and gentle with our words. So I was like, peace out, dude. You whatever. I can't hang over here. So I didn't know Joe like that. We did talk behind the scenes about cases, right? About Delphi mostly. And when all that stuff started coming out with Kresha or with HTC, and I'm like getting a hold of him, like, dude, are you seeing this shit? Because I already knew, he felt some type. He was all mad at Lauren because she struck him when we reviewed the Holman interview. Then they go to Delphi, they make up. Joe brags about it. Lauren's now my friend. It was a whole accident, blah, blah, blah. She's giving me advice on my channel. I'm all boots on the ground investigative journalist. Okay, Joe, let me know how that works out for you. All right, so then I'm seeing all this shit play out, and I'm asking him, dude, are you talking to Kresha? What are you saying? Are you believing this shit that Lauren is saying? And he kept dancing around it and wanting to go here and wanting to go there and plead his case here and plead it over there, run to the Queen Bee. Dude, what are you going over there for? They want the drama. They don't want the truth, sir. But you go right ahead. Then someone suggested he go take it to Turtle Boy of all people. Okay, you just do that too. Finally, I had enough. He would not do it on his own channel. Didn't want the drama. Drama? You need to go speak up for your dear friend, sir. And he wouldn't do it. So I said, okay, how about coming to my channel and you do it there? I'll give you the floor. Say what you got to say. And then I'm going to ask my questions. And he agreed. And I went live and brought Joe Schmo on. People automatically, some people push back. Oh my God, this is creator bullshit. But nice try. Heifer. Nice try. It was way more than that. It was about me knowing this man was going behind everybody's back on YouTube, telling me one thing and not saying a word to anybody else and not sticking up for Kresha. Somebody I knew he was friends with for a long time. Somebody I already wondered in the back of my mind, is that man using that girl because he's out there boots on the ground building my channel, Salty? I'm going to cover Lori Vallow Daybell. And upon his research, I don't know how he actually met Kresha or hooked up with Megan, I don't know which came first. But somebody was putting a little bug in Joe's ear, warning him about Kresha. And I didn't know that for the longest time. And when he accidentally told me that one time, I pushed, like, wait, stop. What? What are you talking about? Why are y'all talking about Kresha? If y'all have concerns, do something about it. Don't talk about it behind her back. I never heard no more about it. Now, y'all will hear Joe Schmo go over there on Web Sleuths because he's got to get back in the community somehow, right? Got to get back in there somehow. I'm boots on the ground. I'm covering London Valdez because Joe wanted to be the channel none of us were. He didn't want to cover the high profile cases, all the cases we were covering. Oh, no, no. I'm going to seek out the cases y'all don't cover and show you how it's done. All right, Joe, your people want to hear your take on some of these cases, but okay, do you? All right. So he's going to get in the good graces of Lauren Matthias, and she's going to take him on this ride and this journey and make him famous. I don't know really what was going on there. Who am I bullshitting? That's what was going to happen in his mind. And that ain't happening because she left his ass quickly in the dust, right? Quickly got left in the dust the minute he, had his party down there at the crime con of it all. What else did you see that night, Joe? Am I the only one who knows what else you saw that night? Really? I've been dropping nuggets here and yonder. Only one person so far bit. But I'm still not sure if that person was there that night or not. Only time will tell. So, sounds like everybody was having a little fun down there at CrimeCon. Maybe a little too much fun. Cozy booths and all that. All right, so Joe's trying to weasel his way back in, and he sat up there on Web Sleuths and presented again to them the story of London Valdez. London Valdez is a 16-year-old little girl who was murdered in Hooker, Oklahoma. Joe Schmo was passing through on his way from Arizona back to Indiana and just happened to stop in that tiny little town and Googled the latest murder. London Valdez, 16 years old. According to Joe over on Web Sleuths, and Joe let it ride. He's just like, yeah, that's me. She says there wouldn't have been an arrest or that case wouldn't have been solved if it wasn't for Joe Schmo. Well, well, well. He shared a lot with me about what he was doing in that case. He did a lot, didn't he? He's still doing a lot. And when he couldn't come on YouTube and talk about it anymore, when all this went down, y'all go back and look if it's still up. Megan Connor did a video presenting London Valdez to y'all. And when she did it, she gave you every bit of Joe Schmo's work. I was watching it going, oh, damn. What do we have here? What do we have here? Little Miss can't be wrong up here doing Joe Schmo's work as if them two's the Lord. There was an arrest made in London's case. One arrest. But Joe Schmo was on a live stream one time and had her mother up on panel. Because, he had to go make friends with the family, right? How can you do this if you're not friends with the family? So he gets her on panel, and they directly point the finger at another boy. Another young man, I should say. That young man shows up in chat, and somebody asked me today, was I Joe's old mod? Joe modded me and my mods without ever asking us. I don't appreciate that stuff. It's rude. I don't want to be your mods. That's a job I don't want. Bless my mods' hearts. As a creator, I feel it might be weird. I don't know. Anyway, that's how that came about for anybody who was wondering that ever noticed that. It was not like, oh, Joe, let me mod for you. Oh, I got your back, dude. Oh, God, no, I couldn't even cuss over there, y'all. I had to watch my P's and Q's on that panel. By the time I got off, I was a nervous fucking wreck. Shit. Like my daddy was around or some shit. All right. So he's over there presenting himself in a way that I just cannot stand. And then he also wanted to prop up Aspen Connor for going to Flora and showing them the memorial and bringing the case to light. Joe Schmo, you knew about Flora 4 already. Remember? I sent you everything I had when you asked me about Flora 4 that time, because it ties to Delphi, Indiana, right? But you sat up there on that panel and heard all them say no, there's no connection. You watched them play the shit out of Doug Carter, and you sat there and didn't say a fucking word, you weenie. A fucking weenie. My coffee cup's empty, y'all. It's emergency. Shit. Good thing it's just right there. Hold on. I kept asking Joe, have you seen what Lauren was saying about Crescia? I didn't care about I did not give two rats' ass, y'all, about what was going down in that bar and who was taking videos and cameras and all that. I ain't got no dog in that hunt. That had nothing to do with Crescia. That was about Lauren being mad at another girl who was showing everybody what the fucking bitch was made of, right? Go, Christina. No shade to you, honey. But we gonna have to be real when it's time to be real. It's bullshit aside. I told y'all that one time I did that throat chakra work, I took it too far. There's no going back. I tried to tame it, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Aspen's a simp. I can't say that name out loud. That Solves guy. Oh, devil, where's the sign? Ugh. Cross. Where's the cross? Hold up the cross. I know already. I know. But I cannot believe that he sat up there on that panel and acted like he didn't know anything. And I don't even know what all they did say because I didn't watch the whole thing. But we're going to preview it because, that live was ended and she brought Jesse Weber on. And that was that all. I didn't watch that, but I did watch long enough to hear Jesse Weber from Law and Crime talk about Law and Crime and how Trisha's like, oh, yes, they're great. Did Lauren hear that, Trisha? Lauren, did you hear that? Trisha was going on and on about how great Law and Crime was. How come you weren't on there while Jesse was up there? You scared he's got a document that we. What the fuck? Lady, lady. We need the whole. We can't get enough holy water. We can't. But when I continued to press Joe about what Crescia was coming out that she was saying about what Lauren was saying about Crescia behind the scenes, right? And he would not watch the 9 hour live. I'm like, dude, did you watch the 9 hour live? Did you at least hear that late? No, I wasn't gonna. I don't have time for that. Waste my time. I'm like, all right, wait. Excuse me. The rest of us did. We heard your friend out. Oh my God, she's got a stalker. This is not good. I'm thinking some fucking freak in the bushes, following this lady all over town, the grocery store, popping out of the woodwork. What's happening? Joe didn't even bother to watch it to find out what was wrong with Lauren or how deep it went or didn't go. He just didn't care. Cared about his reputation, cared that Jay called him a pervert that day. Jay called me a pervert. I need to address it. Like, you're going, what? You want to go address on a live stream that Jay for Justice called you a pervert, but you will not go and address what Lauren said about Crescia. Dude, you are no kind of man in my eyes. So that's how all that went down, y'all, between me and Joe Schmo. That's why I was upset with Joe Schmo. That is why I would ever get upset with a creator or another man. It was not no kind of creator war thing. It wasn't even like that with me and Joe. We both had, I had a new channel. He wanted to start a channel. We were doing Delphi coverage. He's over there doing his thing with Lori Vallow. I left him alone with all that. I was doing my thing, and we would do things together occasionally, right? We were co-hosting shows together. But it wasn't like, oh, come do me and I'll come do you and blah, blah, blah. Weird shit. No. So it was never about any of that, right? Nothing. None of that crap going on over here. We don't care. I tried to make him sit all the way down, Faye, because I wasn't having that nonsense. Don't come up here on my live stream and sugarcoat shit, downplay it, and flat out lie, right? Flat out lie to the masses. And then act like it's me and or your mods didn't want you to go live. No, dude, because I got respect for my mods because guess what? They're community members and they trusted you and felt some type of way about you now. And if I go live with your bullshit, is it going to overwhelm my chat and my mods? So you damn straight I talked to my mods about it. Got their opinion. But the mods didn't steer my stream. The mods just had my back no matter what I decided to do. Tried to play that off on the live stream too. Your mods didn't want you to do it. No. That's not what I said to you, Bubba. Don't ever misquote me because I will come with receipts. That time you tried to record our last 2 phone calls, Joe, remember? And my phone warned me. Out of all the calls we've had together, last 2, my phone tells me you trying to record me. And I'm like, dude, I'm in Florida. You what? No, that's not how that works here. Not how it works. Lori and Chad's victims, minus Tammy Daybell. Sorry, Tammy. Joe Schmo did a live stream once to talk about Charles Vallow and let you get to know the man. He broke down and cried on that live stream. I got a Samsung phone, and when someone's trying to record my call, it gave me a notification. He panicked. He had both times he gave a different reason. You know, one was a butt dial. Oh, I'd pushed the wrong button kind of thing. Oh, wait, what is recording? Like, Joe, you recorded your phone call with a detective in the London Valdez case, remember? And then you went live and aired that recorded phone call with a police detective in an open investigation, mind you. You Billy Badass boots on the ground reporter, you. In Florida, you're not allowed to record me, or anybody for that matter, and you better not even try to bring that shit to court. Florida will laugh at you and go, what? Oh my God, sit down with that little phone recording thingy. Inadmissible. All right. So it really is a shame because we had a full display today of how social media impacts the families and how they can perpetuate a divide in that family. Kay spoke about, Kresha has spoke about it in the past, right? Had concerns. She was getting a vibe, feeling some things, red flags with Lauren. Kay didn't feel that way. She saw it differently. And like I tried to explain earlier, these families get thrust into the spotlight, as Kresha has tried to explain. I'm not putting words in Kresha's mouth. I'm remembering what she said. You come out here and you're being thrust into the spotlight all of a sudden. You don't know where to go, where to turn, who to trust. You get a nice, kind media personality coming at you. I can help you navigate all of this. I can help you bring your loved one's story to life, and we can bring them to life and get more attention on the case and all the things, right? They want that. Yes, please help me get this out there. Help me understand. All right. So there you go. Did Sebastian Rogers' family fall victim to that? Maybe. Maybe. Different breed. I get it. So are the Gonzalez family in the Idaho 4 case. All families will be different. But will they all fall victim to the same type of stuff? Because they come, just like in Sebastian's case, those families and the Gonzalez the same way, getting messages from social media. We know what happened. Cops aren't being honest. Families latch on to hope, right? So it's dangerous what Lauren did. And she's not the only one out there to pull that bullshit on these families. And we saw it today when Kresha had her live scheduled. And Web Sleuth brings on her guests, Lauren Matthias and Kresha's Uncle Jerry. Now, as far as I know, Kresha is still planning to go live at 9:30. She backed it up to 9:30 at least. If she decides she can't do it tonight, we will all understand that. But I hope we can all go over there and support her because she has asked kindly of Web Sleuths. As Nonsense pointed out earlier, she was asked not to do this anymore. Not to hold a party and a slumber party and a watch me sleep and my fucking dog snore situation on the backs of Lori Vallow's victims. And Becky, this woman is absolutely obsessed with Chad Daybell. I don't know why, but she absolutely is. And the way that she frames herself and the way she frames her community and her websleuths.com bullshit, we're here for victims. We're here. I'm sorry. Quit it. And it's so easy to say, oh, it's for a click and a view. It's for ego, y'all. A lot of this is no longer about clicks and views. It is absolutely for some of them. Trust me. And well, maybe not for everybody, but for me, it's completely obvious, right? When that's happening. So easy to spot, by the way. No matter what you say. You can tell by your title, you can tell by your thumbnail, you can tell by your tone. So, okay. So I hope people will not just say they're here for victims when it suits them, when it's popular, when it's in the moment, and do it every time you turn around. Y'all know when I was live the other day, I got completely upset because I went to YouTube we were going to look up something about a case we're following, get an update, and I saw that title and thumbnail about Kaylee Gonzalez and her family from the Idaho 4 case, and it just made me stop dead in my fucking tracks. Because damn it, man, when's it ever going to stop? You can feel your way about a case without having to tear the family to pieces. Sebastian, I get it. That family has put themselves out there a million ways to Sunday. Y'all do what y'all got to do to sort that fucking mess out. I'm here for it. Get to the bottom of it, girls. Because we ain't got room for that shit here no more. Those of us who try to do true crime right, and I'm going to point out criminality once again, that breath of fresh air I got last night. She was an inspiration to me when I first came onto the scene because she was the only place I would go watch Delphi, right? And the way she would, just the fairness and the conversations being had, I enjoyed that aspect of it. There was no victim bashing, no victim trashing or blaming, and there were theories discussed, right? But we would debunk our theories. We would debunk that theory. That's what we were doing, trying to weed through the bullshit to find the answers. That helps victims in the long run if we can find true answers and promote true justice, right? And that's what we try to do when we unpack true crime the right way. And so I appreciate those who come back for that time and time again, because sometimes the algorithm swallows that shit up. And to back combat web sleuths, you got to get me into the algorithm for this show. Go get Nonsense out there. Go get Andy's show from today out there. Get these shows into the algorithm at least for the next 24, 48 hours. So people scrolling can have an alternative to their little web sleuths bullshit they're seeing. Maybe they'll have an open mind and listen and go, oh, damn. Have an aha moment, as they say. Is it time for some aha moments? Is it time to demand change and do better going forward? Because I learned something different from each case we cover, right? What not to do next time, what not to follow next time, what to look for next time, and what to go, oh, hell, that's a red flag coming a mile away, brakes on, go the other direction. I really am gotten good at that. Thank you, Rachel. There's a link to Teresa's channel. That is Criminality over here on YouTube. She's a good true crime channel to follow. Go check her out and make up your own minds, though. She is not someone I would ever call a grifter. Not like she's going to come at you. Just there's nothing there. You're not going to find it. If you're looking for grifting, you won't find it there, right? I try to be an advocate for Idaho 4. You know why? Because I was in that case so deep. Delphi and Idaho, same time, right? A month apart, these arrests happened. And I'm following both cases. But I was starting to see a lot. It's one thing to, I guess, be a pro-burger and want to fight the good fight for Kohberger, if that's what you believe, fine. But it was quickly becoming a hate campaign against parents. You know, they were on board with the parent, and I'm specifically the Gonzalez, because they continued to talk, and that's fine. He was questioning investigation naturally, in questioning, in questioning law enforcement. People were fine as long as that was happening. But the minute they didn't like what he said, oh my God, they turned on him. And now they sit in a place where they say, oh, the Gonzalez family knows Kohberger's not the real killer. They're just going along with it. One day, and I've gotten to know those kids. I've gotten to know them, through their videos, watching their demeanor, their persona, watching Kaylee, watching Maddie, watching Xana, and watching Ethan. I've seen tons of videos. I feel like I know those kids. And one day, Christy Gonzalez is doing an interview, and she says she's looking out the window, and she remembers thinking all she could think about was Kaylee. But outside that window, the world was going on. The world was moving. There were sounds. There were cars. There were people moving about. And all she wanted to do was scream, everybody stop for a minute. Kaylee's gone. And I had to stop and take a real deep breath, because I felt that in the pit of my stomach, because I knew exactly what she meant, because I've been at that window. And I'm going to always stand up for those victims, because Kaylee Gonzalez was trashed across multiple platforms of social media. That girl was called a lot of things, some horrific names. Reddit, you know all about it, don't you? And as we're sitting around unpacking drama, the victims of Idaho 4 are still getting drugged to this day, and I'm like, damn, do I don't want to start a second channel. That's a lot of work. People come at you when you start doing that shit. I got a family. I'm like, don't do it. I'm in Florida. Don't come at me. Fuck. Don't make me do all that. But Joe, you're not going to come out here and do all this and worm your way back into a community. And Trisha, you continue to go out there and promote yourself as something you're absolutely fucking not, and we all know it. And your little partnership with Othram, that Othram out there solving cold cases, doing really great work prior to a Web Sleuths partnership. Worked on the Idaho 4 case prior to a Web Sleuths partnership. People want to hear, oh, Idaho 4, Othram, bad. No, not so fast. Not so fast. Idaho contracted with Othram Labs already. Idaho State Police developed the SNP profile from the sheath, the touch DNA that Kohberger left behind. They need IgG because they cannot solve the case. They cannot find this fucking guy. None of these kids in town are matching this DNA. They're all panning out. Their alibis are checking out. What are we doing? Othram Labs. They're doing IgG. Great work on cold cases. Send it to them. They get it. They take the STR, which is needed for CODIS, and they then format that to an SNP SNP profile needed for IgG. Then they're allowed to access 3 legal databases, and they get build a tree, right? Doing what they do over there at Othram. No shade. And they land on these 3 brothers who happen to be relatives to probably whoever that sheath person was. And they had to stop their work right then and there because that's it. That's all we can do legally. One of the brothers was contacted. Hey, would you like to talk to us? He's like, hell no. They're like, okay, because they couldn't force it. FBI says, well, hold our beer, give it to us. That's just a DOJ policy. We may or may not have to follow it. Just give it to us. So they get it, and they go to work on IgG, and they take what Othram already had built, and they started their magic. And guess what the FBI can do? They can go into the databases Othram can't get into. And they go in by setting up a secret private fake account and uploading this profile we got. And oh my God, here we go. So there you go. Now, Othram can only use 3 legal databases. So they're limited, right? Partnership with the Web Sleuths and get all these well-meaning, problem-solving, solve every case people over here to give up their DNA to help us build our data bank. Oh, and we'll get them searching online for possible relatives to this person and that person and this person and that person. That's Othram's end game, y'all. David Middleman, whatever the hell his name is, he's kind of like a marketing genius. Has always been his end game. There's your conspiracy. That's what's going on. That's why he partnered with Web Sleuths. Why he continues to do it is beyond me. Like, if she starts catching a lot of hell, I don't know what he'll do then. He might change it up. Who knows? He may decide that's no longer a great marketing tool. I got all the DNA I need from that one. Let me go do my other. He'll go somewhere else and do it. He'll move on. He'll move on. So in case y'all are wondering, no, Bryan Kohberger is the guy. Othram did nothing to fudge up that DNA off that sheath. No, they didn't do it. They were just working IgG for the first time in an active investigation, mind you. All right, let's go and look at a little bit of this and review some of this before we go hang out with Kresha in a little while and show our love and support for her. I don't know, Olaf, maybe Trisha. I don't know what kind of money. I don't know what kind of, well, she says they bought her websleuths.com, but they're like, no, it's just like a partnership. I don't know. I don't get into all that. Whatever. Who's going to unpack all those financials? Some of y'all have been doing it and tried, right? I know people are always going to say it's money, 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 but I beg to differ in this case. It's about building a DNA data bank so we have access to a lot more profiles legally. Get me? They're not allowed to get an Ancestry and 23andMe. Ask CC Moore if you don't believe me. In fact, one of the defense expert witnesses they were going to call in this case was going to talk about just that. How when we build IgG, legally we do this. But the FBI, and then she went on Lana, Truth and Transparency, and did a little interview over there. Guess what happened later that night? Guess who knocked on this chick's door? Shit you not. FBI came a calling, along with Idaho State Police. Now, why would they do that? There was nothing to hide. They're nefarious. I'm not saying don't get the guy. Just bring it out of the shadows and bring it to the forefront now. We already know you're doing it. You did it in Nancy Guthrie. You're still trying. So bring it on out now. Transparency and all, right? FBI. Enough of that. Y'all know if I get on that rant, I will not stop. All right. I was really floored that I did see Trisha sleeping last night. I thought that shit was a joke. I thought Andy and I were a little confused. We were talking last night because we were like stalking the well, that's not the correct word. Sorry. Hold on. Retraction. We were reviewing her YouTube channel and noticed these two different live streams that were set up. And Andy's like, huh, so it's not a 24-hour into the party thing? And I'm like, I don't think so. And she's like, so 2 live streams? I'm like, it appears to be that. So you had us a little confused, old bat in the hat. You confused us old ladies. The fuck you doing that for? We thought we had the dementia for a moment. You feel grifting. Who's grifting? That's so. But Trisha or somebody else. I feel like that's the easy. I feel like that's just the easy way out sometimes. Everybody on YouTube is making money some way in some way or another, right? You're getting your ad rolls or whatever. If you're hustling for it, I guess you're hustling for it. So everybody's making money. But so I'm like, I know clicks and it goes well beyond clicks and views for that reason sometimes. Trisha's case, it's a lot of things going down there. A lot of things. Money, attention, pick me syndrome, gotta be right, loving all the attention from all the people, all those old ladies. We've seen it. We've seen what she does, right? She milks it. But it's like a con artist, like a legitimate con artist at work here. And I called this out with another creator, and the reason I did it because it harmed the community. Money was being taken before my very eyes from well-meaning community members who only wanted to support this person, right? At all. But it was a total con job, and there was more than one person in on it. It was a conspiracy at that point. So I know how this shit works. And I feel like Trisha Griffin, or whatever your name is, Griffin, I ain't never really cared to know. Complete con artist at this point. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knew exactly what she was doing for years, and she's been doing it for a very long time. It didn't just start yesterday. You know what I mean? The con's strong, and it's been around for a hot fucking minute. I wonder who was her daddy, a con artist? Speculating. Are we cussing and discussing in chat, girls? Are we? Y'all know we don't care. Let it fly. Let's cuss and discuss. Oh, Jennifer Coffindoffer, you're not the only one who can cuss and discuss. And we say more than just damn or shit. Where's old Julie Brown? Would they ever get going over there with their little whatever they were doing? All right. So, like I said, y'all, today Trisha brought on Crush's uncle. And there was already, like, him feeling some type of way. about Kresha speaking out publicly, I guess, against Lauren. I'm not going to really speak on that because that's their family business. But I know a few after that happened. I was in Kresha's one night and he came into the chat and told her, he said, I love you. And she got, she was really touched by that, right? And then I saw this today and I was like, damn. So there's a lot of family emotion going on right there, y'all. And I'm Becky, I'm like you. If you're still here, I want to give them space on that. I don't want to play any of that right now. I didn't even review it myself. I mean, I know he was there. I saw it. Lauren was on there too, and I was like, oh man, I can't. I can't. Andy, I can't. So I didn't yet, but I will. Right, I will. But I will take a look at what Joe did over there. I was reading chat. Yeah, so when she was like, and I feel like also, I wonder, she kept promoting this, right? Promoting her little party here. She's been doing it for a hot minute. Um, touting we're going to have these guests. Oh, and I heard her say today at one point, remember when she told us she was going to bring that guy from prison on? She called him a serial killer expert because he spent time in prison. She talked about him again today. But anyway, I guess that's the only kind of guest she can get because she didn't have a lot of guests yesterday except Joe and Aspen. Uh, Today she had that one lady. She had Lauren, um, Jerry. I don't know who else she's done or what's going to happen tonight. But she also had the 10 open spots for panel people to come up, right? Wear your pajamas, put on your camera, and come hang out. At least one person did it. Like, so I don't know if they're all like, we don't want to do that. We're like uncomfortable with that situation. Or they're just like, no. They could have done like Stacy and me and just put their AI face up. Yes, that's it right there. The Bethy. Okay, so in my opinion, because Lauren was on that panel with Jerry, Jerry already took up for Lauren. Jerry was already had just as much of a relationship with her as Kay, right? So you can't sit here and tell me Lauren's not why Jerry was on that stage today. You can't. Whether or not her and Trisha discussed it, it was Lauren's doing. I can get you, Jerry. Jerry will come on. Combat that drama that Kresha starts. And then they're going to talk about cults during this 24-hour Babylon party. Cults. Why? Didn't I see some messages about Lauren making fun of Kresha's work? The cult stuff. So why do we want to hear Stacy talk about it? Wasn't that the plan, Stacy and some little Texan? Is that person's name? A little Texan? I don't want to hear from no little Texan. Fuck that. Like a little guy from Texas? Oh, a real cowboy? Mm-mm-mm. All right. Charles, Tylee, and JJ have deserved so much better. Kresha, Kay, and Colby have deserved so much better. And so what if Kresha and Colby have chosen to find a community of people to help them on their healing journey? Megan, if you can do it, so can they. But your self righteous ass wanted to tell them to sit the fuck down. God, I can't stand that lady. That's not bullying, that's just me being honest to a fault. We don't wanna get accused of the bullying and all the things like before. Why y'all gotta bully Trisha? Excuse me, it's fair criticism. It's just we're being critical. We're asking questions, as Karen McDonough likes to say. We're just asking questions. We're not conspiracy theorists secretly and pointing fingers at family members over here. We're just asking questions, right, Chris? Yes, Karen, we are. You know, I'm a cop and you're a journalist. We just ask questions. Annie did it, by the way. Annie Guthrie did it, by the way. Point the finger dead at a family member without any fucking evidence. Cranking up that audience to do the same damn thing. Y'all don't miss that shit. I can't unsee it. All right, let me get this where we need it. Now, like I said, I want to show you just a small portion of what I feel like she showed for entirely too long. Hang on, let me adjust my screen here. I'd made it. Okay, there. All right, so she had Aspen on talking about the fluorophore. Y'all, when the officer got there, his dash cam was rolling, right? And this house burns for a long time. Those little girls are in that damn house, but this heifer doesn't let it play for like a second or just show the scene of the cop arriving and rushing toward the home and cutting it and letting everybody just whatever. She played it for a long time while they sat there and their faces reacted. And I just believe it. The smoke is billowing out of the fucking house. I don't know if Trisha's staring at her fucking tablet again or she's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing something. Oh, yeah, that's right. But she let that shit go on for entirely too long. A burning house where 4 little girls died. And I don't know how her audience sat through that without going, "Oh my god, could you take that down? That's horrible." Did they even think about it or consider it? It's one thing to see a body cam video and see what's going on, but to sit there like that on a 24-hour end of the world party stream, bringing light to victims and cases, watching a home burn where 4 little girls died, deemed arson a year later. And Aspen Connor, you're going to sit up there and say race wasn't involved. And then you said something interesting right behind that that totally fucking contradicted yourself, sir. All right, let me get these 2 assholes on screen. Let me get them on screen. I don't understand people have to come out here with their fake shit and their fake personas and that pick me syndrome, and you can only listen to me stuff, and here's all my knowledge. It's just ridiculous. And that empathy play, that level of manipulation they bring to it, right? Playing on the empathy. You can only listen to me. I have this, I have that, my credentials, my boots on the ground efforts, my involvement with the families, all that. It's a common theme, I feel like, anyway. All right, let me get this where I need it so we don't want to see that shit. Oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on. No, this is it. I saw her sleeping and it scared me for a moment. I was like, not again, not again. I cannot. Oh shit, that the way I just froze my screen really got me. Tonight I cannot fall asleep with part 2 going because I might end up with nightmares. I'm trying to get this right where we need it. All right, looks like Joe just came in the picture here. Oh, Sparky, thank you for that $9.99 support. There was that, is it super sticker chat, super chat, like super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. All right, let me get this screen up. This Aspen Connor guy, so weird. And like I was playing at Andy's, he said something in here about, okay, because I was in deep a lot of Delphi stuff, right? I never really knew this guy was in the radar. I didn't listen to anything he ever did. Didn't know I needed to. I never consumed one thing this guy ever said or did in Delphi, so I didn't even know he was a player. Um, but he mentions knowing Susan Hendricks, right? Everybody's like, ah, well, Susan broke the story of Delphi, right, on HLN News back when it happened. So she was covering it from day one. It is what it is. So I guess he linked up with her back then, and he got in with the families and whatnot. Lauren talks, he's one of Lauren's pals. Now Joe's up here on panel with him too. I guess he's Joe's new pal too. Look, y'all, Joe done got a new friend in the Aspen Connor guy. And I sent Andy that screenshot that I took of Joe before he comes on panel. He sends us he comments and they highlight it where he's just praising Aspen over here for, going to the memorial at Flora and bringing that video and bringing the story out there and all the things, and says, yeah, I was invited to go to that, but I had to decline for other reasons, but I sure regret it. Like, I never heard you was invited to that. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe that was after our friendship was over. I don't know. But we don't exploit cases and we don't exploit victims and none of that, right, panel? Right? Okay.
I know one volunteer firefighter that had told me privately that was the last night he was a firefighter because
Okay. They're talking about the Flora case and Joe just came up on panel.
he could never again go through what he went through that night.
So he quit? I don't blame. I can understand that. Absolutely. I can imagine.
And that it caused issues in his marriage and
Mm-hmm.
because we all know men process things differently, and he just wasn't able to handle it. He saw things that he was not prepared to handle.
Oh my God, that's just horrible. That is absolutely horrible. Good God. Candy Williams said, did he say the landlord took out a big insurance policy?
He did. There was and it was through the LLC, and he did have a business partner named Troy Hiddleston. I can't remember the last name, but
Mm-hmm.
it was under Birch Tree something. But yeah, it was like $393,000 if I remember correctly, and it was 2 months before the fire, and the house was valued at $45,000.
To me, huge red. That's probably the biggest red flag right there. You know, again, absolutely race needs to play a part in this. But knowing that, I weigh them equally now. You know, it's race or I mean, huge red flag. So was he cleared? Do we know anything about it or?
To my knowledge, he's never been named in any way a suspect,
Okay.
other than the fact that he did settle in a civil wrongful death suit.
Right, because they didn't have any smoke detectors or things like that that worked. It was an unsafe environment, and I understand that. Yeah,
There was,
absolutely.
and I do want to say, I don't buy into I don't always go down the conspiracy rabbit hole. I will say that the fire, his role, Dennis Randall's role, was on the on the Marshals fire marshals something, and he was accused of falsifying the report that there were multiple points of accelerant.
You can't remember those details, Aspen, as you're like leaning all up in your chair there? You can't remember the details of that? Randall resigning? Okay. And Sparky, I'm sorry too. I didn't read your super chat earlier. She said these guys get so wrapped up in the crimes that they have no room left to think about the victims. They don't have mental capacity for it. I'm glad to have found folks who actually consider the victims. There's a lot of us that do, and thank you. We appreciate those that are here for stuff like that, right? And they also do the same thing back. Y'all support them by us supporting them. You know, we play a part in what happens too. You know, we could get you riled up, or we can just like, hey, let's be civil, right, and try to figure this out. So we appreciate the ones who are here for that. Thank you.
Who was again?
His name was Dennis Randall.
Randall.
Thank you.
And his son, Adam Randall, was the fire, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, the fire chief of that area at the time.
Shake your head, Joe, because you don't have a clue. Yeah, Aspen thought you was up here bringing the goods on Flora. Yes, that man resigned. That was the fire chief at the time. Lordy.
And when the independent report came out that it was a single source of accelerant, and the state had to backtrack on that, he did resign. And then
So, yeah, the state had to backtrack because it turns out it wasn't an accident. There was an accelerant used in that house. And when Joe kind of tries to point out the racism in the area, you're like, oh no, there's no, you totally got, you missed it, Aspen. Let me explain it for everybody in the back who might miss it. We are not blaming race for a lack of investigation in Flora. We're not saying, oh, they were little black girls, they didn't investigate. That's not what we mean by race is involved. Aspen, you should know that by now. The motivation for the accelerant that caused the fire, that harmed the little girls, killed them, was because of race, sir. And what was that Doug Carter said? He didn't think they intentionally meant to hurt these little girls, meant to scare them, maybe. Indiana, not Idaho, Indiana State Police guy. Yeah, Doug Carter. So what are you doing up there? Joe's all like, I don't know nothing. I don't know shit.
his son resigned almost immediately afterwards, which led to there being speculation on there being some sort of kind of conspiracy or cover up in this.
I've got to put this up.
Yes.
So-
And again, I will say that, the land, I have no love. There's no
Olap. Oh my God. Well, you ain't lying.
love lost between me and Josh Ayers. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. If I were to, I'd have some very interesting questions to ask him.
Exactly. And also this comment,
Exactly, Trisha. What would you ask then if you? Exactly. You've got some interesting comments. Exactly. What would you ask, Trisha? Do you know who he's even talking about? Look at his goofy ass.
Aspen. Hi, Aspen Connor. I stopped you and got your autograph at CrimeCon in Las Vegas. So Tired RN. And didn't I meet you as well, So Tired RN? I think I remember.
Hopefully, meeting me didn't cause your screen name.
I'm so tired. I've had it.
I kept falling asleep last night because they were so fucking boring. Oh, Lordy.
I met us.
So people at CrimeCon was getting. Remember when we saw him sneaking around in the video, y'all? We saw him. We saw you too at the CrimeCon, sir, sneaking around back there in the background looking like a damn lizard. What the hell are you doing? Signing autographs? That one lady. That one lady got everybody's autograph. Did she get y'all's autograph? Jay, did you sign autographs, Jay? Are you in here?
Aspen Connor,
Jay?
I'm just done. I'm done. I'm so tired. Hey, so Joe Schmo,
Hey, Joe.
tell us what you've been doing. We haven't seen you for such a long time. What's been
It's been a minute. Sir, it's been a minute. How you doing, old pal? What up?
going on?
I've had some things going on in my personal life that have kind of taken away a little bit from my channel and coverage, but I am still Still covering the London Valdez case.
Good.
Um,
And anything personal that you don't want to reveal, you need to reveal to us. It's just part of what we ask. So,
God, please don't. Trisha, you're nosy.
no. So tell us what's going on with London, because I
And if he shares, he wouldn't take your advice. Trust me. He just wouldn't.
am not caught up on London's case.
I'm not either.
it's a very slow moving case, and it's not getting a lot of attention because it's not a whodunit. It's not a violent crime. It's not
It's not a violent crime. 16-year-old little girl found dead on the road. That's kind of violent to me either way, regardless of the manner of death. Little girls found on the side of the road unalive, just not cool.
salacious crime.
Yeah.
It's it involves a teenage.
Oh, if it was salacious, we would have all latched onto it, guys. Us grifters, we would have latched onto that salacious bullshit case. But this one wasn't salacious, so don't worry, Joe's on it.
That left home without permission and spent 2.5 days out with 2 adult men partying, and ended up dead at the end of that 2.5 days. And
Nolan Wells, what?
Well, and let me tell you, in case people don't know this in our chat, if it wasn't for Joe Schmo, the murder of London he never would have been caught, because the prosecution, my God, said probably one of the cruelest things I've ever heard a person in a prosecutor's office say to a victim's mother, to a murder victim's mother.
Well, this, Trisha, is allegedly now. That's what the mother says happened. And I have to be fair when I'm, evaluating those family members online. So I'm just grain of salt, because that's what she said. Right, Joe?
First of all, I didn't think she was murdered in the beginning, right?
right.
And because of Joe Schmo and his tenacity and his push, and thank God you did that.
His push. I wonder, Joe, he's a procrastinator, and he doesn't know what to do next. What do you mean? What did he push? Well, I don't know how he figures he solved this, because he was pointing the finger dead ass at another person too.
That it was determined that London was murdered. But tell us, was it the prosecutor that said this to London's mother? That horrible thing?
Yes. Why? So in an email, so an official letter from the prosecutor from the
And he
district.
thought this, and he typed it, and he hit send.
Oh, he typed it and he hit send. She does know how the email works after all. Stacy, take a note. She's been lying to your ass. So now it's a letter from the prosecutor that came in the form of an email. Huh, okay. Story grows taller on down the line. We got receipts on that?
Yes.
If a prosecutor said this to a mother, I would like to see the proof, so I could blast that shit.
He said, why wasn't she safe at home in bed and not doing drugs?
Well, I'm not sure how that conversation went down, but I think he also asked her why was the child living with her grandmother and not her mother.
I want to pick something up right now and throw it.
Oh, me too.
What a flippin' stupid thing to
Fuck
say.
yeah, Trish.
Really? Oh, I don't know. I guess what he was saying was, you're a terrible mother, and she should have been home safe. Well, no shit, Sherlock. But guess what? Kids sneak out, and they sneak out of really good homes with really good parents, and they do stupid stuff. That's what kids do. And it doesn't mean they're a bad parent. It doesn't mean it's the parent's fault. When you told me that,
kid.
Yeah, it's not about, kids do stupid things. They're not bad. And when you told me that prosecutor said that to her, I still can't believe it. I mean, I believe it, but that guy should have been fired. He wasn't, though.
Did London's mom ever produce that email? Or did she tell you about it? Because if I was going to go live and put that out there, I'm going to ask the person to please provide the receipt to me at least, so I can decide what to do next.
But he
I'm just saying.
did come around, right?
He did, and I attended the February 6th hearing, which was the probable cause hearing for Braden Brown, who was the last person.
Braden Brown, the guy arrested, not a kid named Jose.
To see London alive,
Mm-hmm.
and who fed her the meth that led to her death. And the prosecutor, Buddy Leach III, the Region 1 district attorney, who was appointed by the governor, by the way.
Where's this at, Joe? Sorry.
It's in Oklahoma. It's in the panhandle of Oklahoma.
Yeah, he stumbled through that little one-horse town on his way from Arizona to Indiana, remember, and Googled the latest murder and found London's case. And now he's done solved it for the whole town, and the prosecutor wouldn't. If it wasn't for Joe, the prosecutor wouldn't even have a case right now. According to Webb Sleuth, and Joe was like, yeah, that's me. That's me. I did that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You can ask all the questions you want. It's a case that's not getting.
Can we? For real? No deflection? None? Bet? Promise? Oh, fuck, she got the same phone number, dude. Do I still have you in my phone? Am I that? Wait. Hold on. Oh, you're probably still there. That way, if you ever sneak a call on me, because I don't answer the calls I don't know. If your name doesn't pop up, fuck you. I got voicemail. Shit, I'm busy. Oh, yeah, you're there. Yo, you and you Joes are weird, aren't y'all? Two right beside each other that are there just in case.
Much coverage, and it's been my pet case, if you will, just because I want to see justice done for London. But
I'll go to your channel because I want to research it later. Sorry, yeah.
I appreciate that. There is a playlist on there. I've compiled all of the videos that I've done on London into one playlist.
Oh, well, Aspen's now going to dig in and run over there and check out Joe's playlist on Joe's fabulous work in the London Valdez case, how he solved it single-handedly. Single-handedly. No team, nothing. Just, I got the guy right here. He's in my chat right now, and we're telling him you did it, dude, blah, blah, blah. The guy's like, no, dude, I'm trying to explain to y'all. All that happened on a live stream. And guess what? The kid you pointed the finger at in the chat, he didn't do shit. He's happened to see her not that same day. He's one of the last ones to see her with Braden. He tried to tell everybody what happened when her and the Braden took off. Turns out he was right? Jose was right?
So it should be in sequential order from a year ago, June, when I first started covering it, to a couple of months ago when I covered the February hearing, where the prosecutor did argue very well in front of the judge and made a very
Royal he did. I noticed that too. Was that a clutch them pearls moment, or a, oh my god, I better be careful moment? Oh,
a very passionate plea to the judge to allow this to go to trial. So it'll go to trial September 14th. The trial's supposed to begin. I will be there, boots on the ground, to cover that.
oh
They
shit.
probably got delayed.
Boots on the ground. Butterfly, are you still here? You think he still takes his little backpack of snacks we told him that one time to make sure he takes so he don't pass out? Remember? We're not there anymore, Butterfly, to give him advice on what to take in his little backpack. His little survival pack. He's been prone to get lightheaded and stuff.
Yeah, right. It's been a slow process. I mean, we had this hearing on February 6th, and it's been very frustrating for the family in this. So
He's like on that Blues Clues show, that little backpack, Bluey Cluey, whatever the fuck that shit was called. My kids are old now. I don't know.
So this is a felony case, and it's like felony case 2025-0005.
Oh, okay.
And it was filed the end of October. So they've had a total of like 5 or 6, maybe 7 felony cases in Beaver County, Oklahoma, in all of 2025. And then it takes from February to September. So 6-7 months to get to trial. I mean, it's been very frustrating and very slow.
Oh, hell. 6 to 7 months to get to trial. That's it? He's bitching? Shit. Oh, wow. He don't know the frustration, does he, y'all?
But we will get there. We'll get to trial. He argued before the judge. It's not a very, so it's got some legal subtleties to it. So
Ah,
Braden Brown accepted responsibility of London Valdez when he took the keys from Jose, the keys to the car, and said, "I'm taking London home." But instead of taking her home, he drove past her grandmother's house where he was supposed to drop her off, and kept on driving into the rural county, where they kept on doing.
that's an assumption. Jose said they left together, took the car. You're right. You're assuming he didn't take her home and kept going. Now, you're going to confuse them in a minute on how to do those, that meth stuff.
Meth, and then they got the car stuck, and they went their separate ways from the truck that got stuck. He went one way, he lived. She went another way, and she did not live.
So the cops had gotten after these two at one point because they were out distributing, apparently, unfortunately. And they did get the truck stuck and they ran. And the theory is they ingested what they were carrying, if you get my drift. Braden was okay, but this little girl was found dead on the side of the road. Braden's like, I don't know. We were so fucked up. You know, I went one way, she went one way. This is like this weird. It was like, it is a weird thing after that. It gets murky. But Jose was nowhere around. Joe and his team, one night, they all in while the mom's on the panel. There's one of the killers right there in my chat. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I am so out of here. Dude, I'm not ending up in this dude's court document. Fuck that.
And like Trace on the case said, that could have been us. We all did stupid crap when we were little kids. No, I mean, when we were teenagers, you know, and London didn't deserve to die.
No.
And her mother did not deserve that horrible comment. Did he ever come back and apologize?
I don't believe that an actual apology has been made, no.
And I want to read what Jesse says. Jesse Roblin says, "Thank you, Joe, for being a voice for London and her family." And again, and Joe, I know you don't like to talk about this, but it is so true. Aspen, you know this. If Joe hadn't stepped in and done something, this guy would have gotten off scot-free.
Really? Is Joe going to testify in court and talk about how he helped the prosecution get this guy? Are we doing that, Trisha? You fucking idiot. You fucking blooming ass idiot. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hold on, where's my gummies? My coffee, fuck.
Absolutely scot-free.
Well, you know, and I will not to distract from London's, but I'm sure Joe knows as well about, you know, I mean, I got very involved with the Karina McClurkin case in Kokomo, Indiana. Another case that I feel like a huge injustice was done to, because again, it was a teenage girl, a young girl.
There's a lot of injustice in Indiana, haven't you two Indiana fellas heard? No?
She went missing for a long time. There was a trial that, you know, it's still unknown how she died, but, you know, like it wasn't, you know, a lot of people speculate that she was given a hot shot, a drug, you know, and and then, you know, people accused her mother of being in like the sex trade. People accused her also.
Y'all know Joe almost tried to slip in through JLR in Tucson during Nancy Guthrie, right? Because him and 857 Tucson were pals, because when Joe was in Arizona, he starts watching this 857 Tucson channel. The guy's like doing first appearances, right? That's it. First appearances. This guy starts showing up in my chat. Like, oh, that's that guy 857. He's cool. But we're just like, hey, 857, we don't know this guy. And then one day JLR was streaming out there at Nancy Guthrie's doing a call-in show, and the caller was Joe Schmo. and 857 Tucson was standing right there. And they were trying to give Joe instructions on what to, some FOIA requests they were wanting in the some people they were investigating, right, in the Nancy Guthrie case that they wanted Joe to help get FOIAs on because Joe's all like, I'm your FOIA guy. And I don't know. I think he caught on real quick that we were all like, fuck that dude. JLR, really? Maybe he thought better of it. He's like, oh, I'll run back to those web sleuths people. Maybe they'll actually bring me along. Well, here we are. Too bad you didn't stick around with. Why didn't he go boots on the ground with 857 and like co-stream and stuff? Run back to Arizona and boots on the ground, sit out there in front of Guthrie's house. Wonder why he didn't do all that. Weird. You boots on the ground guy.
Of horrible things. There was another case where, you know, a gay middle-aged man in White County, Indiana, was murdered, and his family was told by the prosecutor at the time, you know, we can't go after this because, you know, he died because of his lifestyle.
What?
Yeah, his name was Ray Hanish.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Give me.
And, yeah, another woman, Nicole Bowen, who, you know, was murdered by her then.
The outrage. Thank you, Faye. Thank you very much for your support there. But coffee, I'm about to get another cup of coffee.
Off and on boyfriend,
Mhm.
you know, because there was meth involved. You know, people victim blamed. So,
That's horrible. That is just horrible.
Yeah.
And again, go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So London's cause of death was acute methamphetamine toxicity. So
Mhm.
she OD'd on meth, but the level of meth in her system was reportedly the second highest that the state ME had ever seen. And
Oh
there
my
were no
God.
track marks on her arm, and there were no burn marks on her trachea. So they weren't doing meth the normal way. What we speculate is they were out doing meth drops, the three of them, and then they left, and then one of them went another way. So there were just the two of them, Braden and.
Look at that. Oak Aspen. Look at him. Meth drops. I don't know about that. What meth? What? He's about to ask Joe. They weren't doing meth the regular way. They're doing meth drops. And Connor's like, what the fuck is a meth drop? It's not how it's not how I heard they do it.
And London, and they got paranoid and thought that the cops were chasing them, which is how the truck got stuck.
Mhm.
what's a meth?
So, I'm sorry,
What's a meth drop? I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
drug drop. They're just out delivering.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
And this is speculation. We don't have.
He's like, oh, he thought that was a new way to ingest it. He ain't heard of yet or something. In case you never know when you got to cover a story about that usage. What's a meth drop? Trisha's like, hell if I know. I'm just out here with my dogs on this blue couch, pretending to be alive. I don't fucking Stacy, are you okay up there in the corner? Chick,
Any proof of
I'm
this?
thinking.
does Stacy have a soul? There's no personality. I already know that. Is there a soul?
But
They're taking a dropper and putting it up
No,
their
no, no,
nose
no,
or
no.
something.
Normal way. So I would say-
making deliveries.
Gotcha.
So what he meant by that was that's not what they mean by they weren't doing it the normal way. Joe's theory is because there was so much in her system. There was no track marks, he says, and there's no burns on her trachea, which in Joe's mind right there, it means she didn't ingest it like you would normally ingest meth. I don't know how you would normally ingest it either. I don't know if it's the ways he thinks it is, but so he's assuming she overdosed on it by taking all of it or was forced to take it all, whatever. So the guy don't even take the time to go do his homework to understand what he's even talking about. He's up there trying to play it cool. They weren't doing meth the regular way. They were doing meth drops. And Connor over there's like, what the fuck's a meth drop? I need to get in on some of that action.
Okay.
I don't know how do you do meth the normal way? I don't know.
Yeah. No idea.
I don't either.
Okay, so they're delivering
So
drugs.
they right. So they had more than just like a recreational amount and ingested it before they both went their separate ways. And he was able to survive it, and she was not.
Oh my gosh. I just again, that is so sad, and she didn't deserve it. And I think we all get disgusted when we hear how dismissive people can be because drugs are involved. I mean, it's an epidemic. You know, these kids don't deserve to die.
Yep.
Again, like I said, like not all of us, but probably most of us in chat when we were teenagers did stupid things, probably with alcohol. You know, now.
I'm
Trisha,
45 and I
what are you about
still
to
do
admit?
stupid things.
Well, yeah, but
Right.
that's why we love you. That's why we love you, because you're all.
Joe didn't do stuff like that. He didn't rebel against his Mormon upbringing till about at least 18, from what I understand. He was a good boy. He's a good boy.
Always out there trying new stupid things, Aspen, and that's why.
Well, 45, but only for like 6 days. So I'm
I gotta run to the restroom, guys. I'll be right back.
Really?
basically 44 still.
Oh, your birthday's coming up. We'll have to throw you a big.
You missed it, actually.
And we did. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. You know, Stacy knows this. When I have a new friend that I'm close to, and it's the first birthday that, you know, since we become close, they get a very special gift from me, and that's a retired circus pony. And Aspen, you missed yours, so I'll send you one. He's purple, but you'll love him. Absolutely love him. I can't believe I thought you were like 30.
Your friendship is enough of a gift,
Oh.
Trisha.
Thank you. As it should be. Would you just let everybody know, please? I mean, of course.
In fact, you're wearing the jacket that you let me borrow.
No, I'm not. This one isn't. It's not sparkly.
Okay, you're right. Right.
Yeah, it's not the sparkly one.
I want to hear more about London.
Yes, London. Well, and again, I want to hear. And Joe, you've told this, but I think it's imperative that you let us know again. How in the world did you get so involved? Because you got really involved. You know, and it's not like this case was a big case that everybody was talking about. I mean, I know it was local to you, right?
No.
No, it wasn't local. So how in the world did you get so involved?
So her grandmother told me one time, London found me. So I was driving back home to Indiana from Phoenix, Arizona, after having covered the Lori Daybell trials. And drove. Yes, I drove 24, 25 hours.
Wow.
Almost straight through. And when I'm going point A to point B on road trips, I go point A to point B. I don't stop. I don't stop and do tourist sites and do pictures and nothing. I stopped in this little town in Hooker, Oklahoma, in the Panhandle, and the Panhandle is really short. Like you go from
When Joe says the name Hooker, he gets a reaction out of Connor over there. A hooker for meth drops and hookers. Damn it, dude, Aspen. We see what makes you come alive. Meth drops and hookers.
Texas to Oklahoma to Kansas in a matter of minutes, it seems like. But US 54 goes up diagonally southwest to northeast through the Panhandle.
Joe likes to drive. He was always going on them long ass road trips.
And it so reminds me of Indiana because it runs parallel with railroad tracks, and about every 20 miles there's a grain elevator with a little town around the grain elevator. And that's what Hooker is. It's a little town around the grain elevator. And I didn't see the missing posters when I was.
When Aspen's face when Joe's talking is just like, wow. It's almost icky to even watch Joe Schmo talk right now, honestly. Knowing what I know, how he was willing to treat Kresha and the family at the expense of them to do what, I don't know, make a name for himself. Was he going to go beyond Lori Vallow? Was he going to rise above it? Was he better than the rest of us? He's going to show us. And I don't know how he would ever get past not showing support for Kresha, who was legitimately his friend, doing live streams with her. It was that way. It wasn't like they were just casual in the community together. Hey, how are you? Co-hosting shows together. He has to be aware, unless he's completely unaware, of the pushback against Trisha doing this 24-hour Chad and Lori bullshit thing, right? He has to know that. But he doesn't care. He's up there as long as I got Connor listening to my words and hanging on to everything. He'll hit you up in a minute, Joe. He's going to call you in a minute. You sure that meth drop was just selling it and not doing it? Allegedly, speculating, theorizing.
Was there.
I'm a messy true crimer.
And I don't know how I did it, but I got to my hotel room that night and I just Googled true crime in Hooker, Oklahoma, just randomly. And boom, 2 weeks before I had gone through there, London Valdez, 16 years old, goes missing from her grandmother's house in Hooker. And they hadn't even had her funeral yet. And I didn't know, but I saw the missing poster and I texted that had her mother's number on it and her grandmother's number on it. And I texted them both just out of the blue and tried to be very respectful. I was just like, hey, are you willing to talk about this? Neither one of them contacted me back. Right.
Text this number with tips, and he texts the number. And they don't reply. Did he say, I have a tip? Or did he say, hey, would you care to talk about London? What'd you do, Joe? What did you give him the creeps right off the bat? It actually, wasn't it her mom's friend that you ended up befriending first, which got you in the door with the mom? Grandma felt some type of way about the whole situation because Grandma was where she lived. Yeah, there's a whole backstory there, isn't there? We won't talk about that behind the scenes bullshit with the family.
Right away. But on the day of her funeral, they were going to air her funeral on Facebook, and I was going to show that on my channel. And so I did a little preview, a little case summary on my channel, which is the very first London Valdez video in my playlist. And then they ended up not showing the funeral live on Facebook. So I didn't show that, but I kept following.
Carolina, our hero. She made Trisha so angry. Yes, and I have talked about that numerous times, about how Joe will sit up there, or was sitting up there on panel, discussing the victims and crying, especially when he was telling us all about Charles Vallow one night, right? And I reminded him that when he would not come out and talk about the situation with Lauren and publicly stand up for Kresha and at least go watch the 9-hour live and make his own fucking mind up. Didn't want to do any of that, but could sit up there and cry when speaking to his subs about the victims, getting that empathy, pulling at them heartstrings. Red flag on that manipulation, guys. Watch out for that manipulation game. It's a fucking strong one.
In the case, and then a month or so later, Grandma reached out to me, and then about a month after that, Mom reached out to me and agreed to come on my channel and talk about it. In the meantime, I'm submitting public records requests for information on it. I submitted a request to the medical examiner's office, and she said it would be about 90 days before we released the results. It was like 89. But she did send me the results from the autopsy, and I saw that. But she actually sent me the results for that before she sent them to the family.
Oh wow!
So the family was like, "What's going on here?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's going on here."
Well, so okay, let me back up.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Because I'm getting a little tired and a little loopy, so do forgive me.
Oh God!
But
Sure.
you
You didn't get enough sleep last night. Something disturb you, like a thumbnail? While you were sitting there scrolling on your tablet, or your fucking dog was snoring? Gotta get up and address this thumbnail, maybe later and maybe not. I'm just gonna let my people know I'm hurting and inside I'm dying because I saw a thumbnail and I don't like it. I might address it later though.
literally came into this small town and just Googled true crime and the name of the town
Yeah.
Yep.
for no. I mean, there.
For
You
no
just,
apparent
Don't you
reason,
do that
Trisha.
every
Yeah,
time you go
you're
into
you're
Trisha?
fucking right, Trisha. For no apparent reason, go on with it, girlfriend. Let it fly. Let your freak flag fly, ma'am. For no apparent fucking reason, I'm just gonna stop here in Hooker, Oklahoma, as I'm passing through on my way back to Indiana, where we all dress the same, like the bridge guy. See what I stumble upon on the Hey Google.
Trisha?
no. Well, but see, I don't go anywhere. I go to 7-Eleven a block away. That's it.
Oh God.
You know, that's all I do. I should Google true crime around Trisha's house. Maybe there's all kinds of crap happening
No.
around here that I don't.
Could you imagine what we'd find? Could you oh, Trisha, don't send me down that rabbit hole, honey. Oh, Jesus Christ. I might Lord, I ain't got time for it. Google crime around Trisha's house. Fucking y'all know the vault's gonna fall open if we do that.
know about. But
Allegedly.
so I just find that fascinating. And that popped up, and you know, months later, they respond to you. And you get the information first before the family. So yeah, I think her grandma was right. London.
Well, I don't know why the family wouldn't have got that first, because I know how that works when you get those documents from medical examiners and such. They come in the mail. All right. So anyway, Joe FOIA requested shit. Don't go ahead, Joe. Be honest. I FOIA requested because I think I am the FOIA king. Only I can FOIA request stuff because none of y'all know how. What, dude? It's the fucking easiest thing in the world. You do you with your little printed off Bullhorn Betty style media pass.
Chose you. She went, there's the guy. That's the guy that's going to do it. He's going to be the one to go in there and push and get justice. And
Yeah.
How do you think the prosecutor's office feels about you?
They know me by name. They know who Joe Schmo is.
They
Mhm.
love you.
Do they know your name? Do they know my name? Know my name? Know my name? It turned up in a court document, turns out. Prosecutor know that name?
Do they love and adore you?
OJ, because he's boots on the ground, he's got to have all the goods. He's got to figure out how she died, why she died, who did it. According to him and Trisha, he's the reason they even solved the case. Luckily, he stumbled into Hooker, Oklahoma.
I'm not sure about
Oh my God.
that. I know the OSBI doesn't because
Your picture's probably up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The OSBI doesn't.
Y'all don't make him blush. His picture ain't on nobody's fucking wall. Shit. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. I don't cross lines, but damn, I could have. That would have been funny, but no, I won't do that. That picture ain't on nobody's wall.
Love me because I did an interview with the public information officer for the OSBI, and I aired it on my channel. And this was Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, who was conducting the case. And believe it or not, the FBI is not involved in this case. And when I say believe it or not, that's because of the
My butterfly's got to go to bed. Good night, butterfly. Catch Crusher on the replay tomorrow. All right, have a good night. Thank you for coming in tonight and hanging out with us. We do miss you.
February 6th hearing. We learned that Jose and Braden.
Oh, Jay. Excuse me. When I tell, like, you know, how he linked up with Lauren down there in Delphi and they made friends and made up and all that stuff. All I heard from that point on, when he went to Delphi and linked up with her down there, when she met the Grayson and gonna take Grayson back to her little wherever the fuck she's staying now and force everybody to deal with Grayson, all that, he come back singing that girl's praises. Salty, we all need a Grayson. We all need a Grayson. The Grayson, who the fuck's Grayson, dude? She works for Lauren Matthias. Blah, 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 Grayson. Oh, now I know who Grayson is. Yeah, he liked Grayson. I don't know what his obsession was, but he was sure fascinated with her. Infatuated, I don't know what the correct word was, but it was something from the get-go. It started in Delphi. So, buying her shots to calm her down. That Papa Bear coming in for I don't know, swooping in for the ride. Creepy old man. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Took London across state lines into Texas and came back. Do you hear that crackling too?
Stacy.
Yes. What is that?
That was Stacy.
Stacy.
See, I'm telling you.
That dude's so weird. He was like, everything annoys him. He's like, everybody needs to get good equipment. Trisha, stabilize your microphone because when you bump into it, it makes a noise, and the people are wondering what that is. Oh, that's Stacy crackling. Stacy, stop crackling. Order a new thing. That's my speaker, guys. It's going out. Fuck, technical difficulties happen. Y'all get over it. Shit. He's all like, it's picture perfect if we're not good if it's not perfect and polished. Have you met some of us? Perfect and polished, we ain't. 'Cause we can't.
Yeah, because Stacy's using Apple. I'm telling you.
Oh, God,
And
not the
dogs
apple.
got her.
I'm telling you. We're
It's
gonna
my
have
speakers going out.
buy more speakers.
Trisha, send her some more money. They bossing you around up there, AI Stacy. My speaker's going out. I can't help myself. Buy better ones, bitch.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You've got the card, honey. You've got the card. Go ahead and use it. Seriously.
Okay, Mom.
Okay.
Seriously? You got the card, Stacy? Go ahead and use it? Is that a joke? Are we being for real? What card you got? Whose card you got? How much are said speakers? Are they any good? You're a weird one, Trisha.
Go for it.
Joe, really quickly,
Yes.
I have to say, isn't it an odd,
Oh.
it's an odd feeling and experience to have information that the family member of a victim doesn't have? And
It is.
share
It
that
is.
Odd to have information that a family member doesn't have. And Joe agrees, it is, it is. Y'all seasoned motherfucking journalist up there. Holding the keys to the kingdom, having all that information the families are not privileged to have. What do we do? It's such a moral dilemma. Where's that line that we don't cross today? You fucking idiots. Not y'all, them. I can't with these motherfuckers. I can't with this shit anymore. I can't. Trisha, we warned you we could not any longer. You were asked nicely. Kresha ain't got a mean fucking bone in her body. She comes with kindness, and no matter what she's been through, she's asked you kindly. She's expressed her feelings. We are not allowed to do that. According to Megan, it's healthy to do that. So why are y'all even giving this woman flack is beyond us. And to come out here and pretend we don't do drama, we're not looking at the drama. What fucking drama? The drama that Lauren brought to the table? That drama? I don't know if there's an end in sight to this kind of shit, y'all, or how to combat it. I've said that 1,000 times. I don't know how to do it. But there are a few people maybe we can keep far away from a lot of these community members, right? Because the people who get hurt the most, other than the family members, are the community members being drugged into things and separated and pulled and pushed and don't know what. It just gets out of hand way too quick. And then you got these people who don't really seem to care about nothing but maybe making a name for themselves. At what cost? That's not my end game or end goal up here, is to make a name for myself. Fuck, I do not like that kind of attention. I don't want it. If I remember I'm live, I'm like, oh shit, am I? I try not to think about it when I'm live. But I promise you, I'm that girl. If Court TV came a calling to be like, no, I don't need all that. I'm good right here. Joe Schmo would love to get that call from Court TV. And I think he really thought that Lauren would have had him on as a co-host by now, or her boots on the ground reporter in something that he got into, or maybe Web Sleuth would bring him up more. I don't know. I know he's been trolling around in those communities for, the chats for a while. All right, guys, it's like 9:23. I got a whole lot more to say about Joe, and there's more of this to review. Now, Megan was on there today. Also, at one point, they had that Dr. Christine lady. I don't know what was said during that, but I heard it was interesting. So I got more, there's more to review. I'm sure that other people will review as well. Nonsense did some stuff today, right? Jay's been doing things. I don't know where Jay was at. Is Jay here? Oh, Jay, there's Jay. She was driving home earlier, so I'm assuming you were busy today, Jay. So I'm sure Jay will do some stuff too, y'all. So watch for the streams. The thing about it is, get the thumbs up on those streams. Like I said earlier, get those shows into the algorithm, and let's take it the fuck over and away from people like Trisha and HTC, especially on this topic for at least the next 48 hours. So people scrolling won't just see her bullshit and go, what is this, and stumble in there. They will also see our bullshit. And Trisha will be forced to see our thumbnails at the end of the night when she's scrolling, because we're all up in the fucking algorithm. Let's make it happen. Y'all make it rain on the algorithm. Let's do this. Does the numbers match? I don't know. I don't even know where to look. Do I look? How many likes do we got? Can somebody tell? Yeah, I think we do match. I think the numbers are matching. Damn. Let's do this. Y'all are amazing. Y'all go show up for Kresha. We have the redirect set up to go for over difficult research. Let me check and make sure that she is still set up. Things may have changed. We're going to hold space for her no matter what she does, right? If she goes live, fine. We're here for it. And whatever she does up there, we're going to be here for it. I'm taking a peek at the channel, making sure. It looks like it's been rescheduled till tomorrow, guys. So, Kresha obviously needs some space. And we can't blame her. She pushed it back earlier, and now it says it's scheduled up for tomorrow night. So, who knows, right? We're just going to give her all the space she needs and send her the love. Send her the love. Yeah, Simi, she's got it rescheduled for tomorrow night. Oh, yeah, Andy? I wonder if it depends on state protocols, if he used his weird little media pass, was able to obtain a preliminary report. He didn't get the full autopsy. I can't remember what all he actually got when he was doing FOIAs, because there was only so much you could FOIA. It was an open case, right? And he was trying to insert himself all up in it and accuse Jose in his chat. Poor Jose caught hell that night. And there I was, accidentally modded up when I didn't ask to be. Just, oh, hey, Salty, we're modding you up. Oh, you and your mods. I'm like, oh, fuck, really? It's one thing to come at me, but my mods, dude, now it looks like we are just, like, here for it. But we're just showing up to show a little support, and now it looks like we're just, like, here for it. It was aggravating. So I didn't try to go much after that. Swear to God, if you're going to mod people up, you should ask them first. I did. It's not cool. What if they don't want to be? What if they just feel obligated now that you did it and they're scared to, like, not scared, but, would feel some type of way if they said anything? Well, if Crush is not going live, we're going to look at this shit a little bit more. We're going to let her have the space she needs. Because this has got to be heavy, guys. It has to be heavy. Let me do this. Okay. God. Oh my God. No, not that profiling evil guy. If you like him, you like him. No, I don't care. Do you? I personally like. Oh my God, he's on the Trisha Webb Sluice thing right now. She's not asleep at the moment. The "Don't worry, Trisha's not dead. Don't call 911" banner is not up either. Mike King is on panel right now. Who else came on today? Was it? I know Megan, whatever the fuck. Who's this? Oh, Lauren. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna. Oh, showing photos. Oh, I don't know if Kresha tuned into any of this or not, guys. I'm not playing this part. I'll just show you. You cannot tell me this little manipulative lady, Lauren Hidden True Crime, don't tell me you didn't set this shit up. Don't tell me you didn't set that shit up right there. What is wrong with her? What actually is wrong with her at this point? It's not about money for this one, clicks and views. It is not about that, y'all. Stop thinking that. That is not what it's about with this one. She's that walking red fucking flag y'all should be looking dead at, going, oh my God. Not just, oh my God, she'll do anything for a click and a view. It goes far deeper with this one. Look what she's capable of doing. Driving a wedge deeper into family members. Deliberately. Jay, I can't with them glasses. What they fucking thinking? Who told them that was cool looking? Is it trending right now? She couldn't watch. Okay. I don't blame her that she probably don't. That would be a lot to unpack and a lot to take in that moment. No matter what was being said, that's a lot. Just that alone is a lot to take in, right? There's that wedge that Lauren so famously wanted to always be there. We saw it unpack with Kay and Kresha talking about that. I don't know why Jerry feels the way he does about Lauren. She can't do no wrong. She probably talked him down, and they got it all wrong. I wasn't talking bad about anybody. I didn't mean anything. And you know how Kresha is, kind of thing. I don't know. Weirdo. What the fuck is actually wrong with her? And her, and I wondered a long time ago after her 9-hour fiasco live. Her husband's a doctor, right? I'm like, does that dude not see what needs to happen right now? His wife is like in a fucking ball on the bed in a panic mode. Where's her what are you letting her do all this for? You think that's healthy, dude? Oh, and here he comes with her. Well, we're going to talk about it on these streets because Law and Crime wanted to. By God, we're going to do it on our terms. Fucking straighten your face out, John. Your nose is... what's going on? Can you breathe? Are you good? Somebody as nice as Kresha has tried to be, even when Kresha should have been more upset about what Joe Schmo was doing and how Megan was treating her, she still tried to be kind about it. Rest of us had a hard time finding that kindness, but Kresha found it. And so what? Like I said, if a family wants to come out here and find a little community and like-minded people and feel safe, talk about their trauma and what it does to them as families, and we don't listen, we need to be checked when they're reaching out trying to say, hey, could you guys do better? Could you guys do it differently? instead of getting these false prophets that come out here and say, oh, I got you, I will lead the way, navigate it for you. It's ridiculous. Nobody on the internet is going to solve the crime. It's rare. It's not a thing. It's rare. Any creator tells you they're getting to the bottom of it. Okay. The bottom of what? The barrel? Shit. Don't make me. Come out here with your weird. Just come with some conversation, not with your, pick me shit. Like, stop it. Stop. Okay. I don't know what charities they were donating to over there this year either, guys. But it's weird that they are all doubling down and putting it right in Crescia's face that we're doing this anyway. And how Web Sleuth was saying about, don't check my emails, and Stacy, take a note, remind me to check my emails, and all this stupid shit that this woman was trying to play off to her community. Oh, if they've reached out, I don't know about it because I am ridiculous and can't check my email without Stacy's confirmation that I even know how. But yet, God, stop, Trisha. You're doing way too much. And I got to think about these simple minds that follow her blindly and fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. Simple minds. There's no critical thinking out there in that. It's simple-mindedness. Following a con artist, in my opinion. Con artist. Allegedly. Hold on. This fool's face. I don't know what's wrong with that Aspen guy, but I remember he used to look a lot different. And I was a little taken aback when I seen the video of him at CrimeCon. I was like, what happened to that guy? Right? Is he sick? Did something happen, like, cancer? I don't know. But I've heard tell it's no. It's more something different, allegedly, speculating stuff. No, Jay, you didn't run from the fucking frog, did you? She's patioing. I'm on patio in a little bit. Are you going to go live so I can go patio and listen? I'll do it. Frog gotcha. You know what? It got real pretty outside earlier because all day long it's been like feeder bands and misty rain and gusty winds. And finally, it's moved on down past Pensacola and down past Mobile Bay, heading toward Louisiana. That little storm that could out there, it turned out to be a beautiful evening. So right before I went live, it was nice again. I'm like, yeah, the storm passed finally. Storm out on the Gulf Squall. We just out here reasoning with hurricane season, y'all. No big deal.
So I really quickly,
Yes.
I have to say, isn't it an odd? It's an odd feeling and experience to have information that the family member of a victim doesn't have. And
It is.
share
It
that
is.
with- it's a very, you don't know how. I mean, I don't think anyone's qualified to know how to handle that. And so,
You're in Houston, Linz? Okay. Yeah, it's coming towards you, girl. I don't think it'll get to hurricane status. Let's hope not. It's a little storm that could. It's got a lot of wind shear, so that the side along the Gulf is pretty dead in the water. So
I respect how you did handle that.
Yeah, and that's not the only thing that I've gotten before they did that I've had to share with them. Like now, I text them first and I say, I got this information. What would you like me to do with it?
Do you want?
I got this information. What would you like me to do with it? Like, what? What information? What do you have? How do you approach a family with that stuff unless they've asked you to help in certain ways? A cold case, a missing persons case that's old. The two that I even, well, become involved with are old cold cases of two missing local girls, two very different families. One has got her own very active social media. One's I would never panel her, right? I don't have a need to do all that. But these guys are up here acting like they are something else. You know, these little Indiana characters, we're something else. We got all the goods, we got this, we got that. I hate that when people act like that on the internet too. I can't do egos. That's one thing I can't do. The second can sense an ego happening, I'm like, ugh, cringe. Because I will not stroke them. I don't stroke me. I don't do stroke. I do not stroke the egos. That's why I'm single by design, probably. They don't like it when you don't stroke the ego. Fuck. Ain't you, mama?
Want me to share it with you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
something I always do as well, as like I don't want to share information unsolicited that they don't want. But people, I think, have an assumption that these family members get all of this information before other people. It's amazing how often they're in the dark.
Yeah. And that's the fault of law enforcement or whoever is providing this information to the media or to whoever they're providing it to.
Jay for Justice, stop it. Yes, you can. Fire on the head. Fire on the head. Fire on the mountain, boys, run. Wait, fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Look at them eyeballs to go with it. Damn it, man. Heads on fire. Heads on fire.
But it's also still our responsibility. I mean, a lot of people are in the YouTube world want to take this information and run straight to the public with it, run
What?
to their channel and say, look what I got, look what I got, look everybody.
Oh, Joe, you're saying that we do what? We would get information like that and we wouldn't be able to contain ourselves. We're running live. Look what I got. Really? Sounds like you're the one doing that right now, sir. Huh. It was so hard to even attempt to read an autopsy report in the Idaho 4 case. So fucking hard. Couldn't even, no, we didn't even need to go through all that.
What I got, and that's one of the hard learning points that I'd like to think I've grown over the last year through covering this case is that to be an ethical and responsible journalist, you can't just run and share everything that you've got.
About choked on my coffee. To be ethical, journalist, Andy. We can't just run with everything we got. Like Joe knows. Joe, you accused a boy of murdering this girl in your chat. On a live stream.
Right.
And he hasn't been arrested. The other guy was. He just, oh my God. Don't make me tell you how it happened again, Joe.
And I would consider, like I did an episode of I was interviewed for a podcast once, and it was the first time I really considered myself what they labeled me as new media, and and it was myself and Susan Hendricks, who was a correspondent for CNN and Headline News, and anchor for Headline News.
She is, spit it out, dude. Susan Hendricks worked for CNN, HLN, also known as Headline News. She broke the story. 2 little girls missing in the woods in Delphi, Indiana. Stopped me dead in my tracks as I was cleaning my house that day. Huh.
And so she had a traditional news background, and so they referenced her as someone that came from a journalistic background, and then they were using me as the example of someone that ethically did new media, which I was like, I don't know if I deserve that, but I appreciate it because it.
Oh my God, he's new media. They told him he was new media. He's like, "Oh my god, I appreciate that. I'll take my trophy now. Where is it? Fucking new media." Joe's like, how do I get in on that action, Connor? You help me out backstage later? Can I give you my phone number? Look at Joe's face. New media. I'd like to be in on that new media action. Look at my London Valdez work.
It is something where, like, there's not a defined written rule to how we handle that when you have a YouTube channel or how you handle information. And there are the people, like you said, that will just
There's a difference, Jay. You are correct. Jay coming in with the correction for the record. Susan was a news anchor, not a journalist. There is a difference. You are correct, ma'am. She just broke the story that she was being fed from the others, right? Her producers and stuff there. Yeah.
jump on
We know how it works.
and they'll throw out information, true, untrue,
Right, Lindsay?
verified, unverified, rumor, whatever. And like I always try to like I hold myself to the same standards as traditional journalist.
But Susan Hendricks continued to report on Delphi because it was the only place to get updates on Delphi until those Facebook groups popped off. And you could tell the shift that came when Susan started tracking and getting close to the families. I was there for all of it very early on, before people even knew why Susan Hendricks mattered in this case. So I don't hate Susan Hendricks. I actually had a lot of respect for her, but I know why people in Delphi were upset with her. And I think people need to understand there was a reason people in Delphi were upset with her, and that's why they're upset with her, right? So there's a backstory to everything, y'all.
Where I'm like, I want to verify something, and again, I want to be respectful of the families first and foremost. But I was surprised the few times that I first experienced where I'd be like, "Hey, did you know this?" And family members were like, "No, we had no idea." And then like even like I'll admit I'll
So where are y'all getting the information that the family can't get? The cops? The cops are sharing information with new media, but not families? Because we don't like that either. We got an issue with that right there. Back it all the way up, because we're going to change that right now. Law enforcement communication with the family is critical. Communicating with media is not so critical. Well, y'all need to get better at that, law enforcement, but it's not as critical as communicating with the family. What the fucking kind of word salad is this? Head on fire, man.
tell you, like the very last picture of Libby and Abby in Delphi that was released after the trial in
Joe, you paying attention? Are you? I am. You should be.
a
Yep.
in one of the releases that they did from the Discovery. That was a picture that the family members of Libby and Abby had never seen.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
And I had it before
Joe, ask him what's he talking about.
they did. And so I messaged them to just say, "Did you know this was out there?" Because I knew from a previous conversation.
Yeah, I know what Susan did. It's not a secret. I'm just saying, people feel the way they do because of the Delphi case and coverage of it in general. I understand. Trust me, me and the Cranks go way back. I know why they don't like Susan Hendricks. I'm just saying, I was around when the chick broke the fucking story, guys. That's how old I am. Jeez.
That was a picture they knew
Y'all do you
existed,
out
but
there.
they had never seen.
Right.
So when I got it, I said, "Did you know this is out there? And do you want it?" And they were like, I would love to have that." And but like, who am I to send that to them? That's the last picture of their child or grandchild.
Oh,
And how did you, if it was it in Discovery? Oh, Nick McClellan didn't give them a copy? Joe, or why are you not asking fucking questions, you investigative journalist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
it's a very odd position to
What's
be in.
Trisha
But you
doing?
know,
Trisha's multitasking. She's searching for new thumbnails just to be sure. What if that CC chick's done made a new one? It could have been that J for Justice chick this time.
that's one of the weights and responsibilities I feel like is always on us, and I feel like you do a good job at that show, as
Hmm.
handling that respectfully towards victims and their families.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I, Joe, I can't say enough good about you with this case. You are really amazing, and to me, it's a great example when people ask, "Well, what can I do?" Well, look what Joe Schmo did. I mean, it's incredible what you did. And in fact, I just looked up London Valdez on YouTube, and 99% of everything that comes up is yours. You've done so.
He's like, yes, yes, that's me. 99% me. It wasn't salacial enough for the rest of us to cover.
Much coverage on this case. It's incredible. So, and you're still doing it.
Yeah, I have more to do, and I need to do it soon. I feel really bad because I was on the road on the 14th, and that was going to be London's 18th birthday, July 14th,
Oh,
and I missed it. I wanted to do a happy heavenly birthday tour, and I was on the road and not able to do it. So I'll say it now: Happy heavenly birthday, London.
there you go.
Mm. We like to acknowledge the Idaho 4 victims' birthdays because they're like etched into my brain. One of them's the day before mine. And they're all just etched in my brain now, right? Sometimes those kind of dates just stay with you, certain things in these cases that we carry. A lot of dates pop up in them throughout. Dude, he really thinks that he was just led there to that spot in Hooker, Oklahoma. And Trisha's just convinced that Joe solved the case, and the angels sang upon him, y'all. Praise God. He's Ted. He must have went to church with Ted. Did you go to church with Ted? You shouldn't do that. He gets thrown out. The fuck? Come and save my soul.
You said July 8th.
July 14th.
Day after my birthday.
Oh,
And
God.
and Jesse
The day after his birthday. Okay.
Roblin wants to know, can Joe talk about how London was at the grandma's because her mom was trying to keep her out of trouble? It's so infuriating that the prosecutor said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so London's mom was keeping her at the grandma's to keep her out of trouble. I'm a mom, like WSU Mom Kim. My mom was a mom. It was my job to keep the kids out of trouble. My mama kept me out of trouble. I'm just saying, Jesus, there's a lot more to unpack there than y'all are letting on right now. She did have a troubled life in the city with her mom, and she was getting into trouble and doing the drugs and doing things she shouldn't have been doing. Then she goes to live with grandma, who I think she lived with most of the time anyway. And now she's back at grandma's, and then she runs off again. And well, the end result, she ends up on the side of the road in Hooker, Oklahoma, and Joe Schmo swoops in and saves the day.
there is a history there. London had a history of alcohol abuse at her young
Mhm.
age. And she lived with her mom and her sister in Ponca City, which is several hours east of Hooker. And
Guys, I'm going to take the puppy out real quick. I'm going to mute for a minute. I'll be listening. I'll take the phone so I can be in chat, but it won't take but a few minutes.
London's grandmother lived in Hooker, and because of the trouble that London was getting into on a regular basis in Ponca City, her mother did the tough thing and sent her to go live with her grandmother because she thought she would remove her from those influences, from her bad influential friends in Ponca City, and be able to get away from that. But sadly, she still struggled with alcohol abuse there in Hooker. She was able to find people to get it for her, and that's one of the reasons why meth doesn't make sense for her cause of death.
Yeah.
Because she did have a substance abuse problem, but it was alcohol. And did you know there are no addiction treatment centers for teenagers in the entire state of Oklahoma?
No, you know what? No, I think I just misheard you because that can't possibly be true. Are
Yes.
you serious? That is
Vermont.
obscene. That is absolutely unforgivable. In case you missed it, there are no alcohol treatment centers for teenagers in the state of Oklahoma. That is mortifying. My God, no wonder kids have a problem. Don't even get me started. I'll never stop. I mean, my God, it is unbelievable. That's
So her
just
mother,
terrible.
yeah, her mother struggled with what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So she actually did still get in a little bit of legal trouble in Hooker, and she had an ankle bracelet on from the legal trouble, and they cut it off the day, or they removed it. Not they legally removed it. Whatever agency was supervising her removed it the day before she went missing. June
Yeah.
5th.
Exactly.
It's amazing that these states will they don't have any resources for people that are going through these things, yet they have such strict guidelines, such strict laws as far as if you get caught with a certain amount of small amount of marijuana or something, 3 strikes and you're in prison.
Yeah. I mean, it's so ridiculous. The money they spend on prison.
There's no rehabilitation, but again. So, what do you think if you live in the state of Oklahoma? What do you think people could do to help fix that?
Well, her mother has a dream to raise the funds to start some type of a treatment center for teenagers and to name it after London. London.
Do you think there's value in writing to the legislature?
Absolutely.
If you live in the state of Oklahoma, I mean, call your senator, call your state representative.
And her, so Brittany is London's mother, Brittany Valdez, and her best friend Rochelle have actually put together some draft legislation that they want to present to the state legislature.
Thank God.
And that's going to be the next phase of this. After we get through the trial, after we get through Braden's trial, is to start focusing on that legislation.
And like Bipolar Express says, that parents can do everything right and still have terrible, problems with their kids. It just happens. It does. Gentlemen, I'm fading fast. We're gonna have a slumber party. I don't know. It may just end up being me at the slumber party. But before we move on to another topic, Joe, do you have anything coming up on your channel that you want to talk about right now? Because I mean, the floor is yours. Whatever you want to talk about. It's been so long since we've had you on. So
well, thank you. I appreciate that. So yes, I have some never before seen crime scene photos from London's case. They're kind of exclusive, but they're not exclusive because I got them through a public records request. But I'm the only one besides the prosecutor and the defense attorney to have requested those. So I'm going to show those crime scene photos. They're not the graphic crime scene photos that include the victim because those were sealed by the judge. We waited for a month after the release of these documents for the judge to seal some particular photos. But I have other photos, and they're
crime scene photos. Are you about to put out some crime scene photos, my guy? You gonna redact stuff? What are we doing here, Joe? Well, what all we particular photos, but I have other photos, and they're what?
Actually is kind of a mystery about how London's body got to where it was along the side of the road in rural Oklahoma.
I thought you said she jumped out of the truck and ran. You never could explain how you come up with that theory of yours. Never could explain it. Like, dude, even the fucking theory has to make sense. Come on, man.
And we've talked about that before. We've talked about that with Brittany and Rochelle on my channel. And these photos that I have kind of make the mystery deepen a little bit and don't help us to solve it mentally.
The photos he has makes the mystery deepen a little bit. That they got a guy arrested going to trial, right? So how does it deepen? What's he talking about? What makes it is he's a crime scene analysis guy now as well as a boots on the ground investigative journalist. I got to say it like he does. There's a method to my madness, I promise. Dude, what are you doing? Solve it. Deepen and don't help us to solve it mentally. Is he trying to visualize how it went down in his head to make it make sense? Gotta make it make sense. I gotta visualize this in my head. Okay, he's not done mentally unpacking what happened there. He probably, do you study the crime scene photos late into the night? Oh my God.
Right.
How her body got there. But
Trisha, what are you doing, Trisha? Are you checking emails? Trisha? We're not sure what Stacy's doing. We can never tell. At least I talk. I talk. I don't know what Stacy's doing.
besides that, I was in Vegas last week, and I went around
Oh, he was in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays out there, from what I heard.
to 5 different spots in Vegas and recorded a short little video of each of the places that played a part in Tupac Shakur's murder on September 7th, 1996.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What's. Hold on. I gotta process. Joe's about to solve Tupac Shakur's murder from 1996. How old were you, Joe? I know what I was doing in 96. I was a mother of 3 in 1996. He still went out there and filmed some key locations. Holy shit. I need a co-host to help me let's investigate the investigation. Oh my God. Oh shit. Joe's moving on up. Now he's going for the big leagues. He's done his boots on the ground work, cut his teeth on Delphi, got in there good with the Vallow clan. He's doing this amazing work over here in London Valdez case, so much so he solved it. So now we're on to shoot Tupac Shakur. Dude, are you sure you want to fuck around and find out? You go right ahead. We're here for it. Fuck around and find out.
Oh, that's right.
Because next month is going to start
Take Trisha along for the ride. Break out that motorcycle. Her Indiana likes them motorcycles. Ain't that right? Fire on the head. That's not fire on his head. Jay, we're blind as fucking bats. I don't think that's fire on his head after all. Is that little palm trees? What's going on, y'all? Somebody let me screenshot that shit so I can examine later for further review. Like a crime scene photo. Got it.
trial.
Mission accomplished. That's how you go boots on the ground, Joe.
That's right.
Oh, Trisha.
EPD is going on trial next month.
That,
So,
yeah. For now, he's not on trial for the actual murder, right? It's
I'm
Hmm?
not sure what the charges are. I'm pretty sure homicide is the charge.
Is
Yeah.
it conspiracy?
Yeah.
Didn't he solve the case? What's happening right there? Didn't you? I thought he solved it, Trisha. You don't know what the charges are?
but he didn't do the
I've been
actual
waiting
killing.
for this for a long time.
But he didn't do the actual killing, did he?
No, but he admitted in an interview a couple of years ago
Yeah,
and in
yeah.
a book
Stupid.
that he orchestrated it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, he
According to-
admitted it.
According to 50
He was
Cent.
bragging. He was bragging that, he's the one that arranged it or some crap. What an idiot,
If you heard anything while you were in town about Trisha and I's behavior while we were in Vegas, every word of it was true.
Braden Jean Brown, 19 years old, faces a charge of second-degree murder or the alternative of first-degree manslaughter in the death of 16-year-old London Valdez in Beaver County, Oklahoma. She was reported missing by her grandmother on June 7, 2025, from her home in Hooker, Oklahoma. Her body was discovered 5 days later, on June 12, 2025, on a remote dirt road southwest of Forgan, Oklahoma, near the intersection of County Road NS 135 and County Road EW 9. Cause of death: autopsy by the medical examiner determined that Valdez died of acute methamphetamine toxicity compounded by hyperthermia. The allegations against Braden are as described. Investigators allege that Brown was under the influence of alcohol and methamphetamine when he drove his vehicle into a remote rural area and got stuck on a dirt road just north of where London's body was found. Instead of staying or seeking help for the minor, who was left without food or water, Brown allegedly exited the vehicle and ran. Cell phone data tracking Brown's phone directly at the location where Valdez was abandoned. So he just left her there, and then she makes her way from the vehicle and she dies too. But he's charged with second-degree murder right now. They could get it down to manslaughter, though, Joe. Do your fucking homework, man.
Absolutely. In fact, it was probably a lot worse than what you heard. So just be aware, people.
But Joe, I'd like to talk to you about like London sometime just privately because I want to
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Yeah.
So, I appreciate that, and especially
The guy in the lower right would be a guy called Aspen Connor. I hear tell he's some sort of true crimer.
because everyone goes for the salacious cases where there's a mystery there, but when you care enough about someone that deserves answers and justice, even if there's not some huge mystery behind it or a culprit, everyone deserves everyone deserves respect and justice. So
Spit it out, Connor. Spit it out, sir. When's the last time you found a case like that and covered it that wasn't salacious, right? When's the last time?
that child did not deserve to go through what she went through, and whatever way I can help, I'd be happy to.
I appreciate that very much.
Not to get publicity or just behind the scenes, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Now, gentlemen, I know
Good night, Andy. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Aspen said he's not going to turn on his camera and let us watch him sleep. Joe, are you going to
Oh, God, don't ask Joe. Trisha, stop it. We don't want to see Aspen sleep in his weird, funky-ass clothing. We don't know what... We didn't want to see you do it either, girl. We don't want to see Joe do it. Fuck that.
join us for the slumber party? Put on your PJs and turn on your camera and let us watch you sleep, or no? You don't have to. You don't have to. Everybody, I know.
Do it, Joe. Do it. Actually, do it. Do it. Do it, Joe. It's for a good cause. Haven't you heard? Come on, Joe. Join the slumber party, man. Give us some fucking content. We're vultures out here.
Everybody's all shy. I've been doing it first. This will be my 7th time that I've left the camera on so people can watch me sleep.
I
If
think
you
I
want-
will have to decline that invitation
I can't imagine. because-
regretfully.
So, yeah, and I'm sure you really regret it because it's such a lovely invitation to
Well,
have strangers on the internet watch you sleep. I know.
I will change. I will change into pajamas and come back up for a little bit. If
Well,
you,
Well, we caught a glimpse of your pajamas. We did. What was we saying, Andy? He was wearing the fucking like granny panties on his head. He wore his granny panties on upside down on his head. Hey, will you go on with your pink head ensemble, Aspen Connor?
I'm going to go change into my pajamas right now.
and I will say, my good friend Nancy Gray said she was going to come
Oh.
up as well, but unfortunately, she doesn't wear pajamas, so she didn't feel it was appropriate.
Oh my gosh. Will you now?
Nancy Grace don't wear pajamas? Is Nancy Grace rocking the nuded? Nancy Grace, you sleep in the nude, ma'am? You shared that with Aspen? He's like, I don't want to see that, Aunt. Don't want to see that, Nancy. Nancy, are you out there sharing that kind of information with Connor? You probably shouldn't do that. He just told the world you sleep naked, lady.
That rumor is going to get out there.
Yeah,
You are going to be in
Trisha.
so much trouble.
That was too late. We're too late. We don't miss a lot out here. And us, our salacious, we're looking for that salacious bullshit. Remember,
As
we pay attention.
I could not
Oh
be
my
in any
God,
more
that
trouble.
what the fuck? Stacy came alive for a moment. Stacy, go back to sleep. Not off.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I'm going to go get in my PJs.
Oh,
Joe, I don't know if you have PJs or not. You don't have to get in them if you don't want.
fuck. What does he have, Trisha? If he doesn't have PJs, what is he? Does he sleep nude too? TMI, Trisha. You're getting personal, people.
Now, we do have one brave soul that said she would join our slumber party, and that's Jessie Roblin.
All right, so she did get that one brave soul, like I mentioned. That's fucking wild. Hang on.
I mean, that's kind of
So thank you, my dear. Hold on, I need to get this up here. Just a minute. Where did it go? Where the heck did it go?
What are you looking for, Trisha?
And again, like I said, there are people like Kathy Clinton and Jinx, Rescue All the Dogs. There are people
Jinx.
that love.
Oh, whoa,
and
whoa,
so-
wait. Jinx? Crank Nation, y'all in the house? Funny. I think Jinx met Joe when they were down there in Delphi. Didn't she accuse him of wanting her to go off to the bridge with him? He says didn't happen. I don't really know what the fuck that's about. But I know who Jinx is, Aspen. Interesting.
Support this case more and know more about it than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not pretending to be qualified to speak on it in any capacity like they are. But hopefully I spoke respectfully of them.
Oh, you absolutely did. Absolutely. Hang on. I just got to grab one more thing here from Flora. Just a second here.
I love that group of the 4 school pictures of the girls. You could see their personality.
Oh,
come
it
out.
is so cute.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's Kiana, Kiara, Cariel, and Keone. I mean, they are just so beautiful.
Mhm.
Absolutely beautiful. So, and I've put the link in chat, and I'll put it
Did you get that same story, Sin? Interesting.
in the description too. We have discussion going
Yeah, okay.
on websleuths.com about the Flora 4.
Yeah, I know Sleuthy. Yeah.
But I'm going to go put my PJs on, and we can continue to talk about the Flora 4. I just want to get in my PJs because I'm going to be going to sleep soon. And I've got to take care of the porch kitties outside and make sure my kitties are in. So give me about 10 minutes, everybody. Talk amongst
What are
yourselves.
you gonna play? Because I need to go change too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Joe and Stacy, can you chit chat for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
He's like, I'm good, Trisha. I took my nap. Go get changed up, Trisha. Run along there, Connor, and get your pink whatever that was headgear.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
So, how's the
For
weather,
the night,
Stacy?
okay?
That was not my kitty cat. Did y'all hear that? That had to have been Trisha's. Because right after that, she's like, I got to go get the porch kitties settled and bring my kitties in. I got the pole barn cat. He stays outside. Then I got my inside cat, right? So you don't go outside. So Trisha's got like both, I guess. Yeah, that was her cat in the background. Or either it was somebody's cat in the background. It wasn't mine, though. I don't even know where mine's at. She's up there passed out. She's living large and in charge right now.
It's hot here, believe it or not.
Good boy. There you go.
Hot, Stacy? She having hot flashes? You okay? She's like, believe it or not, it's hot in here. And like, Stacy, turn the air conditioner on, baby.
Think
Really
it's
hot
hot.
for us. Yeah.
It's hot for us.
You know what you were talking about earlier about, you know,
Not
when you
having
get the information the families don't have.
Yeah.
That's a rough go. You know, gone through that with a couple of cases right now. And, there's reasons, as we know, that they don't share certain information. And that's, some people will go share it. And we've seen that happen with some families where they go share the information police told them in confidence, which can jeopardize the case. And then there's times, unfortunately, where some family members are suspects,
Oh gosh, not the suspects. Then they call her the insightful one and they switched it to producer.
and they don't want to share information with them until they're ruled out from that possibility. So, but yeah, when you have it and you can't share it, it's feel guilty, feel bad, but whatever is best for the case, even though it's really hard.
Yeah, and that's a lot more of a gray area at times than I thought it was going to be. What is best for the case? Because
Yeah.
If you've followed my channel at all, there are times when I'm critical of the police and law enforcement.
I'm critical of the police. You mean Jerry Holman?
And especially when they don't do a great job investigating. And I feel like that's the case in London's case. Like I could point out so many things that I would have done better if I were the special agent in charge of the investigation, but I wasn't. And
he was not the special agent in charge of the investigation. So therefore, if he had been, he would have done things differently. Well, even though you weren't, you solved the case, right? What would you have done differently, Joe? Since you're a veteran cop, no law enforcement training whatsoever, right? None whatsoever. But he's going to do a better job. He knows exactly what he'd have done differently to get the bad guy. That one that got away from your chat.
so we have to go to trial with the investigation that was done.
Oh, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. You still got more blame to go around. I got you. Them pictures gonna tell you a story, Joe. Keep talking. Tell me more.
There are times, because I'm one of the only ones covering London's case right now.
Okay, we can change that real fucking quick, real quick,
currently, and have been the entire time that I know that my channel is being watched by some of the law enforcement, because when this is a funny story, I'm going to get sidetracked.
Oh, don't get sidetracked. Law enforcement's watching your channel. God dang, he thinks he's fucking streaming outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. Did someone just say that Megan is broadcasting the current Web Sleuths live? Oh, boys. Sit down, Lori Vallow's dumb cousin. What are you doing? Y'all get it out in the algorithm. Get it out there, get it out there, get it out there. I don't care. Hit that shit. Get it out there. Go hit everybody's channel that you can find. Go get Andy's this morning. Nonsense had hers. Find them. Seek them out. Go get them. Make sure you go like on Cresha's. Even though it's been rescheduled, go like it anyway. Turn your notifications on. Get this into the algorithm. We're not happy with Web Sleuths over there. Or you either, weirdo guy talking.
Bring me back in 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
I went to go interview the chief of police in Hooker, Scott Hedrick, and I didn't know. It took courage for me to do that, because I didn't know how I was going to be received. And the chief of police is.
It took courage. It took courage, y'all, to go get an interview with the cop. It took some courage.
Office. So I went to the police department, and I kind of paced out back and forth in front of it for a couple minutes, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to go in and do it. So
they might have been like, who's that weirdo outside? Y'all see that? Be on guard, just in case.
I go in, and the lady at the reception area says, okay, I'll go back and tell them you're here and have a seat in the waiting room. So I sat down, and I almost walked out a couple of times, but I didn't. I stayed there, and Chief Hedrick came out, and he extended his hand to me and he goes, "You're Joe Schmo. I watched some of your stuff."
Oh,
And I was like,
Aw.
holy is right.
holy cow, he
Yeah.
knows who I am. So they're watching. But then he goes,
Yeah.
come on back to my office and let's talk. And then
Right.
I was really like, do I want to go back to his office with the
Was he clocking you to make sure you weren't trying to cause fuckery in his open investigation while he's trying to build his case? You go ahead and be impressed all you want to be there, Joe Schmo. You fucking fool.
Oh
because
yeah.
because the family doesn't feel like the search for London was as thorough as it could have been those early days when she went missing,
Right.
like June 7th.
So Jose says they both left, but no one knew where they went. No one knew where to go look. And from where she was found out on the side of the road, you had to be walking a grid search almost to find her, even though it wasn't that far off the highway. So 5 days later, she was found. The mama was not. Maybe she feels some type of way. I don't know.
To June 12th, she was missing. She walked out of the house on June 7th, and her body wasn't found until June 12th. So we were critical. Me and her mom, when her mom came on my channel, we're critical.
Should we look at? Can I stream Megan streaming web sleuths? Hey, if she can stream web sleuths and get away with it, why can't I stream her streaming web sleuths and get away with it? Huh? Why not? I want to make fun of fucking Megan. Why not? This guy's getting boring.
Of the police,
Yeah.
regarding that. So I didn't know how I was going to be received, but Chief Hedrick received me very well.
Is Trisha still awake or she fell asleep yet? Jay, you gonna go set up a stream and take over? We have all been tag teaming all day, trying to get supporting Kresha. When she was gonna go live earlier, Nonsense kept going live, trying to hold down the fort until Kresha decided what she wanted to do. And I already had a redirect set up for Kresha's earlier live, and then all that got changed. So then Nonsense sent everybody to me back at 7:30, and I was going to redirect to Kresha at 9:30, but I'll be glad to redirect to you for now and let you have at it for a while. Let you go do what you're going to do. I don't really know what you're going to be doing, but that's fine. My voice is starting to go away anyway. This guy's boring. He's got on my last fucking nerve because I just can't believe he's trying to make his. I can because I knew it was coming. He tried it over there on Hella's panel that time. Y'all remember? We were all over there. Maybe all of y'all weren't there, but I was there. Hella was doing something about the cash cow Lauren, and that six lady came up. She came on there for one reason, to come sing Joe's praises and tell us all he's just a innocent bystander in the bar who got roped into all that. And I called that shit out in the chat. And yeah, that was the start of my demise. Are you ever in a good mood, Salty? Salty, are you ever in a good mood over there? Well, fuck yeah. Have you met me? I can't get past the accent to know what the fuck you're saying half the time. But anyway, that's another whole story. Anyway, phew, Jesus Christ. Y'all go support Kresha. Support families. Remember when these cases happen and we start covering them, we don't know shit. We can get a vibe based off of an interview with a parent all day long and twice on Sunday. Doesn't mean we're right. Doesn't mean we're wrong. Just means we don't know yet. Right? We can start treating families better. We can unpack theories on cases without even involving them family members. They're already we can't even begin to understand what they're going through. Can't even imagine it. Don't pretend you can, because I've lost a child, but I didn't lose one in that way. So no, I can't imagine it in that same way, right? So just remember that always. Remember how kind Cresha's always been through this whole fucking fiasco. She's tried to show grace even to the nastiest of players here. And she didn't have to do that. She'd come out here and be as nasty as we are, but she don't do it like that. Because it's just not who she is, right? But not the Cresha we all know and love. And like I've said many times, I knew Joe and Cresha before all of this ever happened with HTC. Already knew the backstory, knew that they'd been working together and doing shows together. I was there for all of it. That's why all of it bothers me so bad, because I saw what he did to this family. The victims of Lori Vallows, that family. And now he's over here messing around London Valdez case, taking all the credit for it, you know. So much so he thinks he should be the fucking lead investigator and do better than all of them did in the whole town. Fucking dumbass. Oh my God. I need to go touch grass for a minute, get a cold Coca-Cola, let Jay get all her thing going. Y'all know when she gets to going, y'all know what well, y'all know it could get real. Well, let's go. Well, she tells it like it is. And the thing about Jay is I've known who Jay is for a very long time. I found her back in the early days of Idaho 4 coverage. Watched her a little bit. Didn't watch her for a long time. Knew of all the, watched her a lot and hung out and stuff, some of the same places she was during the Sebastian Rogers case and all that. But Jay always speaks her mind. And if fuckery happens, she'll own it and try to figure out what the fuck ever happened. I always get the impression, because I've evaluated, right? I feel like she's just tried to figure out what the fuck's happening. So a lot of us are doing that. You may not like people's methods, but they are what they are. Becky's honest. Yeah, I felt some type of way when she had me as the wrong salty, but we corrected that. It's all what it is. As long as we all have the same goal in mind, to never put up with this bullshit where families are just trampled on and used and monetized and exploited, right? There's a difference between coming out and talking about these cases and trying to figure out and make sure justice happens without exploiting the victims and without exploiting their families and without making it a thing. You can barely discuss the Guthrie case in some circles because it's Annie did it. Can we leave that box alone for a fucking minute? Maybe she did, but what if she didn't? Can we explore that for just a little tiny bit? Right? No, because Annie did it. Chris McDonough and Karen said so. Dr. Gary, Family Dynamics. Enough of that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming over. Everybody who came over from Nonsense earlier, I appreciate y'all for doing that. It's not about, like she said earlier, it's not about none of us, right? It's not about me. It's not about her. It's not about Jay. It is not about us at all. It's about bringing light to all of this bullshit. So go do all the things. Find Andy Cops's channel. I think my mods have dropped the links to stuff. Andy's channel, Nonsense channel, Jay's channel, Dreadful Penny. Y'all go out there and hit these like buttons and get this out into the algorithm, and let's run this shit. All right, Jay, we're gonna let you take it away, ma'am, and we'll all come. I'm gonna go do some back porch sitting while Jay's live, y'all. I'll see y'all over there. For my crew, I'll be back tomorrow, and I will have a complete recap on everything that's went down on David, and boy, it's a lot, the prelim, and we'll get all of our complete Lindsay Clancy update because we're getting ready for trial. We got shit to do over here in true crime, trying to bring light to these cases. Yeah. So thank y'all for coming in. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you over there in Jay's chat real soon.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like